Although we cannot thank our host families enough, we would like to take this time tonight to publicly recognize and thank them for all they do for our team and players. Hosting in Falmouth is much more than providing a player a bed and a meal. Host family provides our players with a loving home that includes support both on and off the field. Strong bonds are formed in a short period of time that lasts far beyond a summer or two of baseball. Members of our housing committee are Lisa Zamuda, Mark Kasperzik, Donna Curtis, and Amy Zamuda. We would like to start out by thanking the families who are unable to attend this evening or who hosted earlier during the season. A huge thank you to the Peters family, who are hosting Alex Mooney and Juaron Watts-Brown, and the Sullivan-Siebold family, who are hosting Daniel Nerai, and to the Baltramitis Jesperson, Mamory, Heisler families, who hosted players for us earlier this season. We now welcome onto the field our 2022 host families along with their summer sons. First, the Frostholm family, hosting Josiah Cromwick. The Barksdale family, hosting Philip Abner and Chase Jeter. The Clunan family, hosting Josh Roberge and Matt Bonner. The Griesbauer family, hosting Chase Borfin, Peyton Stovall, and Anthony McKenzie. The Curtis family, hosting Caleb Corbett. The Turner Gross family, hosting Corey Collins and Nolan Moore. The Kapolka family hosting Andrew Pinkney. The Lynch family hosting Jacob Walsh. The Mancinelli family hosting Garrett Coe. The Banks Mazursky family hosting Will Johnston and Tafton Hensley. The Miller family hosting Luke Malone. The Peruzzi family hosting Colby Halter and George Arias. The Ross family hosting Braden Matthews and Josh Stewart. The Zamuda family hosting Evan Harmon, AJ Causey, and Gabe Gross. the Lucevero family hosting Drew Brutcher. We ask that the host families remain on the field with their players while we conclude the pregame ceremonies. Throwing out the first pitch tonight is Lisa Zamuda. Lisa has been a Commodores host parent for 13 years, a member of the Housing Committee for 10 years, and is currently head of the committee. Joining Lisa are her husband Eric and daughter Amy. Catching them are our players Evan Harmon and AJ Causey, and intern Gabe Gross. All right, let's see it. We'll now turn to the lineups for tonight's game between the Y-D Red Sox and your Falmouth Commodores. We'll begin with the visiting Y-D Red Sox. Leading off, the center fielder from Grand Canyon University, number 18, Homer Bush Jr. Batting second, the shortstop from California Irvine, number 2, Woody Hayden. Batting third, the right fielder from Stanford, number 16, Braden Montgomery. Batting fourth, the left fielder from Columbia, number 15, Hayden Schott. Batting fifth, the first baseman from Cal State Fullerton, number 7, Caden Connor. Batting sixth, the third baseman from Nebraska Omaha, number 19, Mike Bovey. Batting seventh, the second baseman from Cal State Fullerton, number 8, Zach Liu. Batting eighth, the designated hitter from UNC Asheville, number 3, Robbie Burnett. Batting ninth, the catcher from Georgia, number 22, Fernando Gonzalez. And on the mound tonight for the Red Sox, number 32, from San Diego, Ivrane Romero. And now the starting lineup for your Falmouth Commodores. Leading off, the shortstop from Duke, number 4, Alex Mooney. Batting second, the third baseman from Florida, number 7, Colby Halter. Batting third, the left fielder from Arkansas, number 9, Chase Borfin. Batting fourth, the center fielder from Alabama, number 8, number 24, Andrew Pinkney. Batting fifth, the second baseman from Arkansas, number 10, Peyton Stovall. Batting sixth, the right fielder from South Florida, number 16, Drew Brutcher. Batting seventh, the first baseman from Oregon, number 33, Jacob Walsh. Batting eighth, the catcher from Oregon, number 12, Josiah Cromwick. And batting ninth, the first baseman from Georgia, number 25, Corey Collins. And on the mound tonight, from Long Beach State, number 23, Juaron Watts-Brown. Performing the national anthem tonight is Robin Lanemead. Robin has lived in Falmouth for 16 years, teaching 3rd grade at Mullen Hall School. She comes from a family of musicians and has loved singing as well as playing a little guitar and piano. Robin performs with a fantastic local 11-piece band named Puffy Elvis and is thrilled to be singing at the Commodores game. Please rise and remove your caps for the performance of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now, for the words we all love to hear, we welcome our first-year host families.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Play ball!
The recipe tonight is pretty simple for the Falmouth Commodores. Win, and they are into the 2022 CCBL playoffs. It's a tall task tonight, though, as the Doors take on the Y-D Red Sox, the kings of the Eastern Division. Hello and welcome to Arnie Allen Diamond at Guv Fuller Field alongside Logan Soforenko. I'm Trey Redfield. Carter Bainbridge will be giving us field updates tonight. And Logan, tonight is a tough opportunity, knowing the Commodores are 0-3 against the Red Sox this season. How does Falmouth get it done tonight?
Well, it's the perfect time the Falmouth Commodores are facing the Y-D Red Sox. The Red Sox enter today with a 4-game losing streak. The Red Sox have less than 3 runs combined in offense in the past 2 games, but that sounds very similar to the Falmouth Commodores, who have just 1 run in combined offense in the last 2 games. So the Falmouth Commodores got a strike early. Ivrane Romero, the starting pitcher for the Red Sox, has been spectacular this season. 2-0, a 1.25 ERA. He was an all-star, had a great year with the Toreros down at the University of San Diego. So attack early to depleted offenses, and if you win, you're in.
It's fitting that you mentioned the Red Sox starting pitching and the starting pitcher himself, and Ivrane Romero, because Carter Bainbridge, our field reporter, has more on the Y-D pitching. Carter?
Well, guys, the Red Sox enter today in first place in the Eastern Division, and their pitching staff is a big reason why. Only Brewster has given up fewer runs on the Cape League season, and the Sox also have the lowest team ERA on the Cape so far. For Scott Pickler and company, 5 out of the top 16 pitchers in the league that qualify for the ERA title have either played for Y-D this summer or are still currently with the team. But for a Y-D squad that has sent future major leaguers in Chris Sale, Shane Bieber, and Walker Buehler to the majors over the past decade or so, having top-tier arm talent is nothing new for the Sox. But now, the guys Y-D has sent to the mound this summer have them already in playoff position with the first spot clinched in the Eastern Division. Guys?
Well, Carter, thanks so much. Let's turn it over to the Falmouth starting pitcher. His name is Juaron Watts-Brown. Logan, you are excited about this one. This may be your favorite player on the team. Why is that?
And it may be my favorite time to give him some shout-outs. Had a great start at Doran Park last Friday against the Bourne Braves. Season high in strikeouts with 9. It's good to see him in the second half of the season get the run support he deserves, getting some wins. We thought he would get the start at Doran Park tomorrow to say he would get all 3 starts at Bourne, but that not being the case. He's been the Saturday guy, loves the slider. He's been incorporating that curveball a lot, but we've also seen the fastball touch up to 94. He loves whipping out that paintbrush and dotting those inside part of the strike zones.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the Bourne Braves because last time Watts-Brown was on the mound, it was at Bourne in a 10-3 win for the Commodores. Watts-Brown went 5 innings pitched, giving up no earned runs along with 3 hits and striking out 9 batters. On the season, Watts-Brown has a strikeout to walk ratio of 38-13. And this is someone that can get it done. He's been showing it a lot at Long Beach State this past season, where he threw a no-hitter on Mother's Day against UC Riverside. And this is the lineup that he's going to face. The Y-D Red Sox have a .239 batting average, tied for 3rd on Cape Cod. Scott Pickler's lineup goes like this, as you will see on your screen in a moment. It starts with Homer Bush, the center fielder out of Grand Canyon, but Logan, along with him and many others on this team, this is a pretty stout Y-D lineup. Who else are you looking at in this 9?
Well, in particular, all the Big West guys, because Juaron Watts-Brown has seen these guys a lot of Fullerton guys, a couple of UC Irvine people on this roster.
First pitch from Watts-Brown is a foul to the right side and out of play, and we are underway from Guv Fuller Field. First pitch coming at 6:01, 85 degrees and mostly clear skies. Watts-Brown's a guy that likes to work fast. Chopper over to the left side. Halter has it. Throws over to first, stumbling a little bit, but getting Bush in time for the first out. So one away quickly here at the Guv. Colby Halter getting it done at third base.
Now batting the shortstop from UC Irvine, number 2.
Oh, Colby Halter, it's nice to see him actually make some plays these past couple of days. He's been struggling, but that one, that's kind of where he lost his footing, and I thought that throw was going to get away from Walshy, so the fact that that was a strike was pretty impressive.
So Halter getting the put out. This is the rest of the Falmouth defense. Borfin, Pinckney, and Brutcher from left to right, as you see. And speaking of Pinckney, he's charging in on this one. He's going to stop right in front of it in left center field. It's a base hit for Woody Hadeen, the newest Y-D Red Sox.
Well, I talked about it in the open. The UC Irvine guys, the Big West guys, they've seen Juaron Watts-Brown a little bit. But first pitch attacking, that's one of those jam shots that sometimes you're just thankful it falls if you're a Y-D Red Sox hitter. 1 on, 1 out.
And quickly it brings up Braden Montgomery, left-handed hitter out of Stanford, who this season with the Armadenas Red Sox is hitting .261 on the year, 12 for 46. With 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. Watts-Brown working from the stretch for the first time today. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And Montgomery's one of these guys who's come over from Stanford late because the Cardinal were in the College World Series. I mean, you go down the list. I mean, Tommy Troy, Eddie Park, a couple of guys on the Katuitt Cavaliers. I mean, these Stanford Cardinal guys have found their way on Cape Cod and have certainly made an impact. 0-1 pitch is skied to the left side. Mooney calling everyone off. Makes the catch in shallow left field for out number 2.
We talked about the offense attacking quick for the Falmouth Commodores, but Juaron Watts-Brown has got to attack quick. You love talking about it whenever Watts-Brown's on. Strike 1, it's important. He's got guys getting outs with not that many pitches in the at-bats. 2 pitches that at-bat. The 5-3 ground out to Halter was 2 pitches. So work quick, get outs, send it to the offense.
Here's Hayden Schott, the Columbia Lion, who on Cape Cod this season has 4 RBIs. He swings the first pitch foul back to the screen. It's 0-1. And that's exactly what he told me today. I don't like to talk to the starting pitchers much because that's a cardinal rule in baseball.
Oh, absolutely.
And one thing Watts-Brown told me, strike 1, man. I was like, that's right.
Rocking the low pants again.
Yes, he is. That's exactly what he did last time out. Worked out in his favor with 9 Ks. 0-1's grounded over to Stovall at second base. Collects, fires, 3 away. Let's go to the bottom of the first inning as the Y-D Red Sox strand 1 here in the top half. Mooney, Halter, and Borfin will lead things off when we come back. Want a house of Falmouth Commodore? Be sure to sign up to become a host family today.
Hosting a Cape League player can be very rewarding. Players connect and bond with the families, often forming lifelong relationships. Please remember that every Commodores player is bound and governed by NCAA rules and regulations. In order to maintain their collegiate athletic ability, host families receive a weekly allowance from the Falmouth Commodores to help cover player expenses. Host families are not required to provide transportation to players. The Falmouth Commodores are very grateful to the wonderful families that host our players each and every year. If you are interested in hosting a Falmouth Commodores player for the summer, contact our housing coordinator, Lisa Smuda, at lisatz143@comcast.net. For more information, visit our website at falmouthcommodores.com. Thank you for supporting our players, and roll doors.
A scoreless stalemate here at Guv Fuller Field going into the bottom of the first inning. Logan, it's Ivrane Romero getting the start for Yarmouth Dennis. He's part of a pitching staff that has a team-leading 3.09 ERA, like Carter mentioned.
And that's part of their success. Obviously, they've had guys that can get it done offensively, but talked about the 2-0 record, 1.25 ERA. Third start on the year for the righty from the Toreros, 14 1/3 of work here on Cape Cod, 19 strikeouts. He's walked 5 batters. He's also given up 10 hits. But the big thing is he hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs in the entire Cape League season. Those 2 earned runs came at Brewster on July 17th. But other than that, as you like to say, a lot of goose eggs.
Speaking of goose eggs, there was a goose on the field for an hour here at Guv Fuller Field. But let's take it over to the Falmouth lineup, a team that's hitting .220 on the year. That's 9th in the Cape League this season. It starts with none other than Alex Mooney, Colby Halter, Jace Borfin, 1, 2, 3. That's been the usual. But what is something that sticks out to you here, Logan?
They need to be hot consistently. In the game against Chatham on Wednesday at the Guv and last night, the 1, 2, 3 hitters were not consistent enough. They let the umpire strike zone get in the head. They got to keep rolling because in that big stretch where they won games and kind of buried the Wareham Gatemen, the 1, 2, 3 hitters were lethal.
So here's Mooney. Had himself a couple of singles last night against the Chatham A's, a 1-1 tie for the Doors. He goes after the first pitch. That's where Hadeen is at shortstop. Fires over to first in time for the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 gone. That's Alex Mooney's at-bat, a 6-3 ground out to Hadeen. And speaking of Hadeen, let's show you the Yarmouth Dennis defense. Red Sox, a team that has 42 errors on the season. That's 8th on Cape Cod. A little bit different from the last time we saw the Red Sox. A couple of guys got drafted, but this is the new look, Logan.
Yeah, no Chase Mydroth. He was their guy in the middle infielder. Another University of San Diego Torero. He goes from Red Sox to Red Sox. He's drafted by Boston. They have Lou over there at second.
That's Zach Lou, the second baseman out of Cal State Fullerton, as Colby Halter's first pitch is fouled back. He starts behind 0-1. Halter struggled at the plate last night. He had 3 strikeouts, went 0 for 4 with a hit by pitch. Trying to change it up here on what has been a great summer for Colby. Has 7 home runs. That leads the Cape League. He's now down 0-2. Strike called by Mark Delaney, the home plate umpire. John Shaheen is over at first base, and Mark Furtado is over at third tonight. If you're just joining us, the stakes are simple. Yarmouth Dennis is a team that's on a 4-game losing streak, but the Commodores, if they win tonight, they will be in the 2022 CCBL playoffs. 1-2 is the count on Halter. Romero goes with a changeup and misses low for ball 2. That's the pitch mix that Ivrane Romero brings. He has a fastball, a slider, and a changeup, a 3-pitch mix for the San Diego Torero. Halter ready for the 2-2, choked up on that bat like he always is on 2 strikes. He goes after it, jam shot to left center field, down for a base hit. Colby Halter aboard with a single. And now brings up Jace Borfin, left fielder out of Arkansas, who has some serious pop.
Well, absolutely, but that Colby Halter hit right there, very similar to Woody Hadeen's base hit back in the top of the first inning. That was another jam shot that kind of fell in shallow parts of the outfield. Now let's see if the Doors can do what Y-D couldn't do and capitalize on a runner being aboard.
For the Red Sox, it was Woody Hedin. He got stranded in the top half. Let's find out what Borfin can do here. The Arkansas Razorback, who only played in 35 games this season due to a shoulder injury. First pitch misses outside for ball one. Borfin made his first start this season for Falmouth on July 2nd against the Bourne Braves. And what was Jeff Trundy's 500th win as a Cape League manager. He's been doing it for 24 seasons. Halter goes outside, ball two. Throw down the second is in time. They got him. Nice throw by Fernando Gonzalez. Halter tried to swim around it, but he couldn't. There's two gone here in the first.
Well, not much of an argument. Colby Halter going back to the first base dugout. Good effort. No dice, though.
Let's find out what Borfin can do. Ahead 2-0, but this time with no one on. Outside, 3-0.
He's walked 7 times this season, but the numbers have been unreal since being an everyday starter. 317, 9 runs driven in, and 2 home runs.
And also 7 extra base hits.
Absolutely.
Too. That'll play.
Got a couple of triples.
Borfin looks at that one. It's 3-1.
And when he hits that ball into right field, it usually goes a long way.
Right. He's really taken advantage of that gap in right center
Yes.
field. It's like a Fenway triangle out there. 3-1 misses outside, ball 4. So after the Commodores had someone get caught stealing in Colby Halter, Falmouth puts another man on first base.
Now batting, the center fielder from Alabama, number 24, Andrew Pinckney.
This guy's been swinging the bat pretty well, too. Andrew Pinckney, center fielder out of Alabama, who improved as the season got along. He led the Crimson Tide in RBIs and slugging. It's mainly their everyday center fielder. Played a little bit of right field down in Tuscaloosa. First pitch is right down the middle for strike 1.
Well, Romero doesn't really walk a lot of batters this summer. He's only walked 5 coming into today. It's always interesting when you get a guy like that to issue ball 4 in the early stages of the game.
Borfin on first after a 3-1 walk. 0-1 to Pinckney. A chopper to the left side. Miscommunication. Hedin has it. Throws to second. The throw is too high. Borfin gets in safely. It's an infield single for Andrew Pinckney. And there's now 2 on with 2 gone. Peyton Stovall coming up to the plate.
Well, not only did the Falmouth Commodores catch a break by the collision with Hedin and Bovee, but Borfin did not really hustle over there at second base. So if the throw was on the money, Borfin definitely would have been out. So the fact that they got 2 on with 2 out, really important.
Stovall with an opportunity to tack on another RBI. He had one last night. It was the game-tying RBI in that 1-1 tie at Chatham last night at Veterans Field for Falmouth. First pitch misses high for ball 1. Do you think if there's no miscommunication over there on the left side with Bovee, the third baseman, and Hedin, is that play made?
Yes, at second base, because that was the decision, and it was the smart one, because they saw Borfin wasn't running all the way to second base.
Romero in a little bit of a jam with 2 on and 2 gone. 1-0. Low and away, ball 2.
Falling behind in counts a lot, Romero, early. Stovall just needs to get something in the outfield, get an early run. Lou playing very deep over there in second base, expecting Stovall to pull, because about 90% of the time he will.
Romero was West Coast Conference All-Tournament team in the postseason for San Diego. Stovall looks at strike 1. It's now 2-1 on the Arkansas Razorback. He went 5 for 6 in a College World Series game against the Auburn Tigers. Nothing better than doing it against an SEC foe. I mean, postseason, yeah, but against Auburn,
and that
playing for Arkansas?
That hadn't been done since 2009 in the postseason by any NCAA player.
Not too shabby of a feat from a freshman. 3-1 now on Stovall.
Ooh, that was a good spot. That was a good take by Stovall, but Romero, he wanted that one. The exact same pitch he threw on pitch number 3 of the at-bat.
Romero trying to keep that energy up. Something he likes to do a lot is rock on the mound. He's someone that moves a lot. Brings a ton of energy to the table for the Red Sox. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Count full.
Well, Stovey has a home run here at the Guv. It was over the right field fence, and it was crushed, and that's what he was trying to do there on a 3-1 count.
Commodores last night left 9 runners stranded. Last thing Falmouth wants to do is strand someone here with 2 on. Stovall had 2 singles last night. One of them, that game-tying one like I mentioned in the 8th yesterday. So we await the payoff. As Romero was trying to turn around, maybe throw it to Borfin, but holds on to it. More likely than not, the runners will go. Borfin on second, Pinckney on first. Pinckney not being held on at first base over there. Romero comes set. Payoff pitch. Runners go in the dirt, ball 4. The bases are loaded here in the bottom of the first.
Well, Ivrane Romero has not walked more than 2 batters on the entire Cape League season. He's got 2 already here in the first inning. And the Doors, who are up in the top of the Cape in walks drawn, it makes sense that they're drawing these really early against Romero.
So here's Drew Brutcher hitting .263 on the season, but hitting over .300 in the month of July. This South Florida Bowl has been on a tear in the 7th month in the calendar year. First pitch to Drew. Swinging at it, left side foul off the screen. It's 0-1 on the South Florida Bowl, who hit .299 this season, while dealing with a lower body injury. Still hit 13 home runs down in Tampa, Florida.
Well, the Commodores, number 2 on Cape Cod and walk strong with 161, and they trail by 2 to the Wareham Gatemen out of all teams.
A Commodore win or a Gateman loss tonight, Falmouth is in the playoffs. 0-1. Liner up the middle, through for a base hit. Borfin comes in to score. Bush fumbles with it. Pinckney comes in as well. Snowball hustling around third. He's going to score as well. Drew Brutcher standing on second base and exploding this one early. It's 3-0 Falmouth.
Well, it's going to be really interesting how they rule that. I would assume a single with an advancement on the error by Bush out in center. But nevertheless, we talked about it in the open, partner. Strike early. That's what the Doors are doing. 3-0 Falmouth on a very good right-hander.
Now batting, the first baseman from Oregon.
And Romero's been showing that energy, finding the ways to still jam batters in this bottom half of the first inning. He's been showing it this season, but that one getting away from the righty. And it now brings up Jacob Walsh in a favorable matchup. Jacob loves hitting against right-handed hitters. Goes after the first pitch here and right into the shift. Lou collects, fires, and that's how the first inning ends. But Drew Brutcher getting into the scoring early. An RBI single puts Falmouth up 3-0 on Yarmouth Dennis. We go to the top of the second where Connor, Bovey, and Lou are due up after this.
And can you draw your college logo? Nice.
There we go.
I
That's
can see
actually
it.
good. That's
I can
actually
see
really
it.
good.
Oh my goodness, so bad. That's good.
That's pretty good.
That is good.
I don't know how flames go.
But I can try to give you a frog. Looks more like a pig than a frog. That's no frog. That's
frog.
bad. That's more like a. That's bad.
I know it's got like a weird. Wow. Okay. Yeah. No. I can't draw the basic one. Okay. Do not judge me, please. Very stressed. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
We gotta erase puddles right there.
There's puddles.
That looks like a turkey.
That's actually really good. That's really good.
The Commodores in front early on the Red Sox by a score of 3-0 going into the top of the second. And right when we went to break, Logan, you were really excited about that guy on your screen getting run support.
Well, I feel like we're being heard for once up here. We usually, the announcer jinx usually goes the opposite way on the field, but we said strike early, the door struck early. Juaron Watts-Brown's getting run support. He's going to work with a 3-run lead. A lot of baseball left, so it's early, but attacking is good. All 3 outs back in the top of the first inning for Juaron Watts-Brown. Every batter was retired on 2 pitches.
Let's find out how it fares against Caden Connor, the Cal State Fullerton Titan. Looks at strike 1 to start off his first at-bat.
And what conference is that? That's another Big West guy. Another Big West guy that has probably seen Juaron Watts-Brown this season with Long Beach State.
It's now 1-1 on Connor. He's actually going to be celebrating his birthday on August 2nd.
Oh, there you go.
Coming up this Tuesday.
Hit .327 with Fullerton this past season. Great year.
That was 3rd on the Titans. Any average over 300 is filthy. Just like that pitch from Watts-Brown, it's 1-2.
There's that curveball. Didn't really throw it in his first 3 outings, but there it is right there. He's been using it the past month.
If he's using that pitch more often, does it help him be more successful?
I would say so, as he went to a different breaking ball right there to strike him out.
Cerrone's first K on the evening. 1 gone here in the second.
That came in at 92. I'm curious to see what that was. That was filthy. And something we see a lot from Watts-Brown, he gets his first strikeout in the 2nd inning. Not a lot of first inning strikeouts, even though he averages 7 on the season.
The Red Sox are 3-0 against the Commodores this season, as it's ball 1. Watts-Brown trying to figure out where it missed. But like I said, the Red Sox have had the Commodores' number. Mike Bovee, not so much. He's 0 for 6 against the Commodores this season. He's at the plate, as the count is now even 1-1. Watts-Brown, a guy that likes to work fast, already into his next offering. A grounder up the middle and through for a base hit. That's Exhibit A of announcer jinx right there, as Bovee grabs his first hit against Falmouth this season.
Well, don't be deceived by him. He hit .364 with University of Nebraska Omaha in 2022 and had over 1,000 OPS. So he knows how to put barrel to ball.
So here comes Zach Liu, another Cal State Fullerton Titan who was a Big West honorable mention this year. And a .427 on-base percentage this year in the Big West Conference. First pitch misses low for ball 1.
Carter's got a fantastic story on this kid around the 3rd inning. But he went to Orange Lutheran High School. A big team that drafted somebody out of Orange Lutheran was the Boston Red Sox this 2022 draft.
And who was that?
You know, the name is actually blanking me, but it was the second pick we took, or the first pick we took. It was the first rounder the Red Sox took.
Oh, man. I'm trying to figure out who it is. Reason why Logan's saying we is because he and I are massive Red Sox fans, the ones that are falling in 5th place right now in the AL East. So it's 3-0 now on Lou.
It was Y-D Romero.
That's right.
That's who it was.
What position was he again?
Oh, he's a middle infielder.
Of course he was.
Second baseman.
All they do is pick middle infielders, don't they?
Chase Mydroth.
3-0 misses inside for ball 4, a 4-pitch walk for Lou. And it's funny you say that because Chase Mydroth was on this Y-D Red Sox team and is now in the Boston Red Sox organization.
Yeah, and Mydroth had a really good stint with Y-D this summer. Highly praised when his departure came. We saw it on social media on the Y-D Red Sox Twitter and Instagram. They had a little going away party, but they were sad to see him go, but happy that he got taken so high up.
So here comes Robbie Burnett. He's a designated hitter tonight. Comes out of UNC Asheville. First pitch is strike 1 on the inner half, and he was on the Big South All-Freshman team over in the Tar Heel State. Let's find out what he does here. He serves as the tying run right now in a 3-0 ball game. Falmouth leading Y-D. Watts-Brown kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Well, there you go. Get him chasing. Sometimes when it is an 0-1 count, that's how you can get him without some damage. Just maybe get something that looks like a strike and it tails away. Get him.
Burnett in search of his first RBI on Cape Cod this season. He's 1 for 4 on the year. A late addition to this Y-D squad as Watts-Brown kicks and fires. Pop up to the left side. Halter trailing over in foul territory and makes the grab on the foul fly. There's 2 gone with 2 on here in the top of the second inning. So now brings up Fernando Gonzalez, the catcher out of Georgia.
Well, in the Bourne outing last week, Juaron Watts-Brown gave up a couple of runs in the first inning and settled down. So we saw it a lot this summer. He gets guys on base, and he works around it. He likes working around it. We saw it a lot in Brewster where he got runners at second and third with nobody out, and he stranded them. So for some reason, he chooses this route. He loves it. See what we can do here with 2 outs.
Well, he was on your screen all by himself, but it's 0-1 now in Gonzalez. Catcher out of Georgia who split time with Corey Collins, who is the Commodores' DH tonight. Gonzalez will be in that role yet again in Athens next season, more likely than not. Collins is exploring more of a utility option, playing in the outfield along at first base. As the 0-1's fouled back, it's now 0-2.
Big pitch here. This is one of those where you can throw one out of the zone and perhaps get Fernando Gonzalez to chase.
And this is the spot that Watts-Brown likes to be in, too. You know, he likes to be in jams. Helps him bring more power and presence to the mound. Let's find out what he does here on an 0-2. Got him. Strike 3. Right on cue. 2 Ks from Juaron here tonight. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning where Cromwick, Collins, and Mooney are due up. 3-0 your score, Doors in front.
Hey there, Commodore fans. Thanks for joining us and cheering on your Falmouth Commodores. Want to take a break from the action? Come make a visit to the merchandise booth. Check us out behind home plate. We have a bunch of new designs for you to purchase, from hats to shirts, jerseys, crew necks, wine glasses, and even baby bibs. You think of it, we probably have it. From youth sizes to even adult double XLs. We have everything you need for family and friends. Be sure to come say hello and get a piece of Falmouth merch. Make a trip before we close up shop in the 9th inning. See you soon, and roll Doors.
The Commodores in front of the Red Sox by a score of 3-0 going into the bottom of the second inning. Logan, last time that man, Ivrane Romero, was on the mound, he gave up a 2-run RBI single to Drew Brutcher, with Peyton Stovall scoring on an error. What does he need to do this time around to change it up?
Oh, it's simple. Keep it clean. Keep it 1, 2, 3 is a stretch. That's obviously the perfect scenario for a pitcher, but even if he gets a base runner, he's got to work around it. But Josiah Cromwick, who is searching for his first extra base hit on the season, wants it right here. We saw him get an RBI just a week ago. Going the other way, it was a single, but he's been swinging the bat well. Saw him on the Martha's Vineyard Ferry on Sunday. He went to go see his Oregon teammate at the New England College Baseball Summer League All-Star game on Martha's Vineyard, so they're getting acclimated here on Cape Cod.
So here's Cromwick hitting 192 on the year with 4 RBIs. Looks at ball 1 low. You actually saw him on the ferry?
I did. I saw him,
cool.
Walshy, and another one of the Oregon catchers. That was their teammate that played in the All-Star game on Martha's Vineyard this past Sunday, which was the day after the Cape League All-Star game.
A chopper over to second base. That's where Lou is, cheating towards that second base bag, and it works in his favor. 1 away here in the second.
Well, back-to-back 4-3 groundouts. That was the theme in the Chatham game. Rock Riggio was very busy over there. 5 4-3 groundouts for the Falmouth offense. And that's what you see with lefty batters. They'll pull and they'll chop, and especially the Falmouth lefties. They love pulling, and sometimes for power, especially with Drew Brutcher.
This guy, too, Corey Collins, the Georgia Bulldog, who was mainly a designated hitter in Athens this season. That's where he is tonight in the lineup for Falmouth. Goes after the first pitch. Fouled to the left side and out of play.
And where'd he hit his first home run of the season? Right center field at Katuitt.
That's exactly where he did it. Could not have said it better. Last night, he came in as a pinch hitter for Danny Nerai. He flew out to right field. He shows bunt. Pop up to the left side. Gonzalez under it and making the grab easily. Not often do you see that from Corey. What was the reasoning behind that if he had to guess?
Well, I mean, sometimes we see it with Colby Halter with 2 outs. Sometimes he likes showing bunt on the first pitch, but to be honest, we haven't seen that much bunting, if any, from Corey Collins this season. But nevertheless, top of the lineup, 2 outs. Mooney's got to extend here.
Mooney came up in the previous bottom half with a ground out to shortstop attacking on the first pitch. He shows bunt as well, pulls it back, strike 1.
Halter has actually 2 base hits on bunts this season. He tried to do it last night at Chatham, too. But Mooney, he hasn't really done that much.
Mooney rips it out to left field. Shot, hardly having the move out there, makes the grab for the 3rd out to close out the 2nd. Top of the 3rd inning coming up, and it's the top of the order coming up for Y-D. Find out how Juaron Watts-Brown handles it when we come back.
Hey Commodore fans, do you want to have your name placed into Falmouth Commodore history? Arnie Allen Diamond at Guv Fuller Field has a spot for you. For the first time since before the pandemic began, you have the ability to purchase a brick with your name on it and have it placed right on the walkway that leads to the merchandise booth located directly behind home plate. To find out more about how you can purchase a brick, visit FalmouthCommodores.com/buy-a-brick program or scan the QR code that you see on your screen today.
Welcome back to Guv Fuller Field. Commodores 3, Red Sox nothing as we go into the top of the 3rd inning. Logan Watts-Brown on for his 3rd inning of work. What does he have to do this time around to have a 1-2-3 inning, something he has not done tonight?
Well, and that's obviously attacking early. That's number 1. But use the strikeouts to his advantage. In the Bourne game the other week, he had to strike out to lead off the game, but did not get strikeouts until the 2nd inning, in which he got 2, just like today, where he had 2 strikeouts in the 2nd inning. So get a 1-2-3 inning, use your curveball, try and get batters to chase, but let's see that fastball a little bit more. Go on the outside part of the strike zone. You got Homer Bush Jr., a righty going up. Try to attack the lefty batter's box. See if he can maybe chase or swing or, get a loop shot down the right side. Keep it short and simple.
If Watts-Brown can do just that, the Commodores will be on their way to the 2022 postseason. A Falmouth win or a Wareham loss tonight against the Katuitt Kettleers on the other side of the bridge. Falmouth will be back in the postseason. So here's Homer Bush Jr., who's 0 for 1 tonight with a grounder to 3rd base. That's what he did to lead off the game. First pitch is fouled back for strike 1. Homer Bush's dad was someone that played for the Yankees and the Blue Jays. And if you remember that Roger Clemens trade, Bush's father was actually in that trade being sent to Toronto. It's now 1-1 on Bush.
He had a fun little encounter with him at the All-Star game, and that's the beauty of having the seats out in left field. We were saying hi, screamed Lopes up, and having a good time. That was a good day.
He seems like a really good dude. Goes after the 1-1, foul to the right side. It's now 1-2. And that's something, the trade that I learned a couple of nights ago watching the captain. A Red Sox fan watching the captain. Can you believe that? Bush goes after the 1-2, and he's down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts from Watts-Brown. He's now up to 3 tonight.
Well, get him a chase. That's exactly what he did right there. Went to the slider on where? The outside part of the strike zone to a righty hitter. And it worked to his advantage. But now he's got Woody Hedin.
Hedin in his first at-bat with Y-D came in the top half of the 1st inning. It was a single. He starts ahead 1-0 here in his 2nd plate appearance. This one bouncing off of Delaney, the home plate umpire. It's now 1-1 on Hedin. And that's one of those unwritten rules, Logan, where you just have to catch the ball if you're a catcher. Because on close ones, they may not go in your favor knowing something like that.
What was it, last night or Wednesday, where the home plate umpire got drilled on back-to-back pitches? I believe that was Wednesday's matchup against Chatham.
Yeah.
It was the exact one was in the knee and the other was in the shoulder. And I was on the call. I was like, are you kidding me? My goodness. Got to give our man Mark Delaney a little bit of a break because that's who was behind the dish on Wednesday against Chatham.
That's right. I forgot about that, too. 1-1 comes in, misses for ball 2. Watts-Brown standing still like a statue at the bottom of the hill, trying to figure out where exactly that one missed. He's working fast, misses high and outside, and that's ball 4. So Hadeen on for the second time tonight. Now brings up Braden Montgomery, who popped out to Alex Mooney last time out.
Well, Braden Montgomery, he's got himself quite the accolade. It was the 2021 Mississippi Gatorade Player of the Year in his senior year in high school at Madison Central. Big two-way guy.
There's a sword from Montgomery, and it's 0-1. If you're new to the Commodores and watching our streams, I say sword a lot, and what it means is kind of a half swing. If you've seen the bench warmers, Howie brings a sword up to the plate when he has to come up after eating a boatload of sunscreen. He brings up the sword because he's absolutely terrified, and he swings it around like a half swing kind of, as it's now 0-2 on Montgomery.
Kind of did it right there, but made contact that time.
And Howie, in that at-bat, has to get the sword replaced with a bat. He ends up getting hit by a pitch, and that ended up being the last batter in that game. The bench warmers went to move on into Mel's tournament of 3 little baseballers or 3 older guys, something like that. I don't know, but it's 1-2 on Montgomery. Great movie either way.
He was a national high school All-American, a 2-time All-State first team in high school. Monster freshman season, he hit .295. Stanford Cardinal.
Hitting .261 on Cape Cod. Goes after this one and drills it to right center field. Pinckney going back all the way to the wall. It bounces off the wall. Pinckney scoops it up. Rounding third and coming home to score is Hadeen. He comes in safely standing up. An RBI triple for Braden Montgomery. It's 3-1 Falmouth.
Well, I was shocked with how far that ball traveled because that was a breaking ball that was off the end of the bat and went about halfway up on the wall. And I just heard it from one of our official scores. That's a home run at Red Wilson Field with how short it is at straightaway center field. But nevertheless, right now you got the tying run at the plate and another run just 90 feet away.
It's not even close at Red Wilson Field. It's 352 to dead center. And it now brings up Hayden Schott, who starts ahead 1-0. Pitch missing inside. Schott last time up on an 0-1 count, grounded out to Peyton Stovall at second. Half swing at that one. It's now 1-1. There's the sword again.
Well, he loves twisting up lefty hitters, that's for sure. It's so rare you see a righty pitcher utilize his slider and off-speed pitch to jam batters in the other box.
2-1 now. Wait, whoa. Did he just call that a strike?
Wow.
Wow, it's 1-2. Watts-Brown getting a little lucky on that one on the outer half. Instead of the 2-1, the 1-2 pitch fouled off. That threw me off. It was like last night. Forgot who was at the plate. I think it was Riggio on that check swing in the
oh my goodness,
inning.
yes.
And
then
pitch,
he had 2 foul balls after that.
Yeah, the pitch went right down Broadway. I mean, Corbett ended up striking him out, but still. Just like what Watts-Brown did right there. 4 strikeouts now from the righty. There's 2 gone with a man 90 feet away from scoring in Braden Montgomery.
Well, Juaron Watts-Brown, every strikeout he's had today, it's been swinging. Doesn't get many guys to look on strikeouts, and his 9 strikeouts at Bourne last week, only 2 of them came looking, and realistically, that's a good amount. But the fact that we're in the early stages of this game consistently, he's getting guys to chase, very impressive, and they need to strand Montgomery over there at third.
First strikeout victims at the plate right now in Caden Connor. First pitch to him. Grounder to the left side. Mooney, backhand, fires. The first, he got him. Watts-Brown straining a man at third base, but not before Yarmouth Dennis grabs its first run tonight. 3-1 your score with Halter, Borfin, and Pinckney due up after this.
Favorite song?
My favorite song. Proud to be an American.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
And what's your favorite breakfast food?
Oh, my favorite on the West Coast. I don't know if it's a thing back east, but Spam.
Wheels or doors?
I think wheels, honestly, because you use wheels like more than I feel like you would use doors, because if you're moving things around, more than likely it's on a wheel.
Welcome back to Guv Fuller Field. Going into the bottom of the third inning, the Commodores in front by a little bit less than the amount that they had going into the previous bottom half. It's now 3-1 Falmouth over Yarmouth Dennis. Along with Logan Soforenko and our field reporter Carter Bainbridge, I'm Trey Redfield. Logan, there's a new pitcher on the mound, and Grant Taylor, who's making his first appearance in relief this season on Cape Cod.
Yeah, 1-1 record, a 2.58 ERA, making his 7th appearance. All of his first 6 appearances was in a starter's capacity. 24 1/3 of work, a lot of innings, 37 strikeouts. He's walked 14 batters. He's given up 18 hits, and he hails from Washington State, Marietta, California, another SoCal guy. But here you go. That's the connection with Scott Pickler, because that's where he coaches, Cypress, and all that history with Laura, where he won CIF back in the 80s. Those West Coast guys are very out there.
Last week, he celebrated his 22nd birthday, Taylor, the one on the mound for the Red Sox. Due up for Falmouth is Halter, Borfin, and Pinckney. There's nothing like going up against the heart of the order in your first inning of work, right?
Oh, absolutely. And with how well I guess how tough I should say, they made it on Romero back in the first inning. Single, walk, single, that drove in 3. I mean, that'll play, in the words. I'm saying your quotes today. That'll play.
Yeah, I got that one from Carter, I will say.
Okay,
I'm gonna give him some credit on that one.
Our third member today, Carter Bainbridge.
I'm going to give him all the credit on that one, actually, because I got that straight from his playbook. That'll play. All right, so here's Halter, who last time up got a single on a 2-2 count. It was a great at-bat. You know, it's an example of him choking up on the bat and doing whatever he can to get on base. He did that in his previous AB that came in the first.
And that is the truth, because this is a guy where his average goes down and goes up. He has a ridiculous day. He has maybe a 300 going into one game, and then he goes 4 for 5 against Hyannis. True story. It did happen. He raised it to 325. Back down to 304 today.
He's still over 300. His first pitch from Taylor is strike 1. Curveball dropping in from the Washington State Cougar. Taylor, a guy that does not work as fast as Romero, fires the 0-1, foul to the right side. It's now 0-2. So Romero going 2 innings pitched, giving up 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, walking a couple and striking out none. Let's find out what Taylor can do in his outing. Like we said a couple of moments ago, his first relief appearance this season for Y-D, a team that has 45 points and leading the Eastern Division. 1-2 now on Colby.
And the Y-D Red Sox, with some math, of course, they could have clinched as early as this past Tuesday, and they have just not done so yet. However, they've been skidding, but they have a 6-point lead in the East.
The Red Sox right now are on a 4-game losing streak. The Commodores got off their schneid with a tie last night. As Halter goes after the 1-2 and comes up empty. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That's the first strikeout today for Y-D.
First down time they've gone down, way of the K. Sometimes it's just bound to happen, but here's a guy, Jace Borfin, that doesn't strike out much. He has recently, but they say shooters are going to keep shooting. Swingers, or hitters, I should say, are going to keep hitting and swinging.
Borfin has struck out 13 times this season. Starts ahead 1-0. Last time up, he walked on a 3-1 count in the first. This is the first 4-game losing streak that Y-D has had since 2016 when it dropped 5 straight, but also went on to win the Cape League title. 1-1 now on Jace.
Well, the way that East Division has been this year, that is up for grabs. Like, the fact that Chatham is just 2 points out of a playoff spot is unreal. But they've been hot. That tie hurt them a lot last night, though.
It did. It did. Orleans got a couple of points back on them. As Borfin goes after to 1-1. Comes up empty. It's now 1-2.
Taylor is really attacking that inside part of the strike zone to lefty hitters. He did it to Halter. He's doing it to Borfin, and that's why he's ahead.
Taylor with the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The changeup from Grant Taylor makes it back-to-back strikeouts. 2 gone here in the third.
Well, the Doors have not yet gone down 1-2-3 today. They're at risk of doing so right here with Pinckney coming into the plate.
Pinckney last time up had himself a single. One of those 3 runs scored, on the 2-run RBI double from Drew Brutcher. Pinckney was the last earned run that came in on that hit given up by Romero. The other was Borfin, who just struck out. First pitch to Andrew. Strike 1.
A lot of first pitch strikes, too.
That's something you normally see the Commodores take advantage of.
You also see them attack on the first pitch as well.
It's now 0-2 on Pinckney. You see number 8 on your screen. That's the second baseman, Zach Luce. Something the Red Sox do is shift left and right. There are currently 3 infielders on the left side of the infield here at the Guv. The only man that is over there on the right side is Caden Connor, standing alone, shading a little bit towards second base. 0-2, outside, ball 1. Coming in at 92 miles an hour off the right hand of Taylor.
That took Gonzalez to a spin, the catcher. Kind of grabbed that ball and whooshed it back around.
The 1-2 to Pinckney. Line to the right side, foul. Going into the old football bleachers here at Falmouth. It was the Falmouth High School Clippers that used to have baseball and football here. Commodores had to put in a temporary fence for summer ball. Not the case anymore. $1,030,000 into a giant renovation here at Guv Fuller Field. 1-2 again. Too low. Ball 2.
Ooh.
It's a close one.
And good take.
Commodores coming into tonight with a .220 batting average. That's 9th in the Cape League. But the slugging at .343, tied for second. 2-2. Did Pinckney go around? He did not. The count is full. John Shaheen letting Pinckney see another pitch. He's the first base umpire tonight here in Falmouth. It's Mark Delaney behind the plate and Mark Furtado over at third base. He's not on your screen right now, but he's over down the left field line. 3-2 the count on Pinckney. Taylor comes set and delivers. Outside, ball 4. Pinckney wins the battle.
Well, third walk the Falmouth Commodores have drawn today. Sticking to their ways, and check this out. Anthony McKenzie is pinch hitting right now.
He is coming in for Peyton Stovall. Hopefully everything's all right with Peyton. That means Stovall's afternoon is done. Came on a walk on a 3-2 count in the first inning. That's the only plate appearance that Stovall had tonight. So here's McKenzie, Houston native who comes out of Sam Houston State, who went to DH for most of the season, dealing with a labrum injury. He's hitting .217 on the year and 69 at-bats, along with 8 RBIs. McKenzie, a switch hitter with a righty on the mound. He's in the left-handed batter's box and looks at ball 1.
Well, Carter Bainbridge says Anthony McKenzie's more preferred side is the righty batter's box, but Anthony McKenzie's lone home run this year was in that lefty batter's box just over a month ago at Spillane Field.
It's a three-run blast, against the Wareham Gateman as Pinckney gets back in safely with the right hand. That was a long
time ago.
game, and a long time ago as well. 3 hours and 56 minutes.
And it was cold.
Oh, man, it was not fun. 12-9 win for the Doors, so you'll take that. But it was cold. I was chattering while calling a game. That's not always a fun time. It's 1-1 now, McKenzie.
Chase Jeter got the save in that game.
Yeah. He went from reliever, a spot that Jeter actually prefers, to being the main Friday starter for this Falmouth team. Oh, how the winds blow, Logan. They always change. Another pickoff move at first base. Pinckney getting back in safely.
And with the change, there's been a lot of roster turnover with the Y-D Red Sox since the last time they played the Doors. Falmouth Commodores are certainly happy that Jared Lyons got drafted and they don't have to see Connor Markle. They had a brilliant doubleheader. Lyons went 6 innings, tied a franchise record in strikeouts. Markle went 1 hit, 6 innings.
Those guys combined for 20 Ks on June 19th as McKenzie swings and misses. Pinckney goes down to second. He's in there safely. It's a stolen base for Andrew Pinckney, and he's up to 10 on the season. That's third on the Commodores.
Well, that throw was on the opposite of the glove side of the shortstop Hadeen, or I beg your pardon, the second baseman Lou. The shifts always mess me up over there, but Lou was able to make that contested. It wasn't on his glove side. He pulled it back quickly and applied a pretty contested tag.
Kenzie battling a shift right now. 3 infielders over to the right side with Hadeen holding on Pinckney, who's the shortstop, but over to the right side. Did McKenzie go around? He did not. It's 2-2. The Y-D dugout wanted it, but they did not get it. Shouting a couple of words to Mark Furtado. He's the third base umpire, and speaking of Furtado, he's giving him a stare over there in the dugout. So is Delaney. And if I heard that correctly, he's told him to knock it off.
Well, it is summer ball, but these guys love to compete.
How could you not?
Oh, yeah. Every time we play the Bourne Braves, there's always something going on.
Whether it's protest or whatever, man. 2-2. Pinckney fakes his steal. Goes back to second base as Gonzalez blocks it. Another full count. That's back-to-back.
Well, after back-to-back strikeouts to start off the inning, give Falmouth some credit.
Back-to-back at-bats, I should say. Or plate appearance, technically. Pinckney did walk, so. McKenzie at the plate. Count is full with 2 gone. Pinckney on second base. Andrew will more likely than not go on this pitch. Pickoff move to second, no throw. Sometimes you can tell when a pickoff move is obvious. That one, I would say, falls in that category. It's all about the motion, right?
It is. It is.
Whatever they're bringing their momentum towards, behind the mound or towards the batter. Just comes down to that factor. It's a 50-50 chance of one happening. Payoff pitch. Pinckney stays over, and he's going to stay in second base because McKenzie just walked. Back-to-back 3-2 counts that the Commodore hitters have won. And it now brings up Drew Brutcher, who had a 2-run RBI double, and it was in this spot right here with 2 outs in the bottom half with 2 on.
Well, if only third base was occupied. But you'll take 2 runners on. And
oh, the bases were loaded. Excuse me.
However,
but still, similar spot.
However,
2 outs.
absolutely 2 outs, driving in some runs. You said he got 2 real runs driven in, but he brought in 3. Just he's only going to get 2 credits.
Right, because it was an error by Homer Bush in center field that brought around Peyton Stovall from first base. Y-D still in a shift over on the right side defensively as Brutcher goes after the first pitch. Jacob Walsh, the man on deck, makes the snag with his right hand. Nice play, Walshy. It's 0-1 on Drew.
And why would they not shift? Talked about it back in the first inning. The lefties are going to pull. Even though Brutcher's base hit went up the middle, you see him play just a little bit over. That's Lou. He's way by that second base bag.
You saw the outfield as well. There's an open hole in right center field and also down the line. Bush shading a little bit to his right, and over in right field, it's Montgomery a little bit to his right as well. Pinckney gets picked off. Having to pick it up as Hadeen. The throw is not in time. There wasn't even a throw because Pinckney was going so fast, if you blinked, you may have missed him. Not often do you see that, but the doors will roll either way.
Well, yeah, and I talked about it when Gonzalez fired down to second, and it was on the opposite of the glove side to Woody Hadeen. Right there, that pickoff play was on the opposite of the glove side to Woody Hadeen, and it was in the dirt, so that didn't really help.
Pinckney with a couple of stolen bases in his bottom half. He's now up to 11 this season, and with an even dirtier jersey over there at third. McKenzie stays on first base, so runners at the corners. They count 0-1 on Brutcher. Falmouth with an opportunity to extend its lead even more. 0-2 now on Brutcher after the curveball from the right hand of Taylor coming in at 82 miles an hour.
Well, something that Juaron Watts-Brown's thankful for, an inning of rest. In that second inning, it's basically he went back to the dugout and then went back onto the field after what felt like 3 minutes. It's been lengthy here.
Whatever the Doors can do to help out their right-handed starter in Watts-Brown. Trying to get him to 3-3 on the season. 0-2 to Brutcher. Grounder to the right side. Picked up by Hadeen. And Brutcher hits right into the shift for the third out here in the third. So the Commodores strand 2. We head to the top of the fourth inning where Bovee, Lou, and Burnett are due up for the Y-D Red Sox, trailing 3-1.
What's your hottest take?
Hottest take? Hottest take is that a straw has 2 holes, not 1.
What is your favorite place in Falmouth?
My favorite place in Falmouth right now, I would say, is Shoreway Acres Inn. A bunch of us, the interns, are staying there, and we're having such a great time getting to know each other.
Can you give me your best British accent?
Scott Sterling.
Is cereal a soup?
No, it's cereal. It's its own thing, right? What soup have you had with milk in it?
Commodores in front of the Red Sox as we head into the top of the fourth inning as we give you the CCBL standings right now. Logan, the stakes are high tonight for Falmouth. If it wins and if Wareham loses, the Doors are in the playoffs. All 4 spots in the West will be locked up. But in the East, it's a jamboree over there.
Yeah, absolutely. The Y-D Red Sox, they've needed some help to clinch the #1 spot in the Eastern Division. But you talked about it, the Falmouth Commodores, they just need a win or a Wareham loss tonight. Wareham currently, they took the lead over the Katuitt Kettleers 3-2 in the bottom of the fourth inning. But how about the Bourne Braves coming up out of nowhere? 4 straight games, 46 points. They're just 2 points out of first. And I talked about it in the last home game we had before Chatham, which was, I believe, the Harwich game. I said, well, the Falmouth Commodores, they're only just a couple points behind the Bourne Braves. Third place is still, in play. Not really, because Falmouth would have to win out and Bourne would have to lose out to get third place.
It's amazing what the Braves have done this year. We thought, like you said, the Commodores could potentially get up to third place, but that's not really much of the case.
Oh, Bourne, they won the West last year. They were
exactly. The Braves got swept in the CCBL Championship Series to the Brewster Whitecaps,
which came out of nowhere.
It did. That's a fact. 0-1 to count on Mike Bovee. It's now 0-2 after that nasty curveball from Watts-Brown. My goodness. Juaron has 4 strikeouts tonight. 1 pitch away from his 5th. Ball 1. Thought I was going to say he has it, but going to have to wait for a pitch.
Well, you can afford to spike that one.
Yeah. Bovee is 1 for 1 tonight with a single on a 1-1 count coming in the second. Another one getting away from Cromwick. It's 2-2.
Well, Bovee had that single back in the second, and he was stranded. So he knows how to lay off some pitches, and choose the one he likes. Second strike was when he was in that batter's box and he just looked at that slider and it was disgusting. It looked like a curveball.
That was a curveball. That was a curveball.
It came from the side. I don't know. It's so, for him, it's so difficult to decipher. Yeah.
I think it's the way it dropped.
And it looks like they're going to check on Josiah Cromick behind the plate.
Cromick was dealing with some sort of injury recently. So hopefully he's all right. Trainer coming to check him out. Hopefully Josiah's all good, who got hit by a couple of pitches delivered from Watts-Brown. So 3-1 is your score. We're in the top of the 4th inning here at Guv Fuller Field. 2-2 is the count on Bovee. Jeff Trundy coming out as well, trying to make sure his catcher is fine. Josiah telling him, I'm good. Let's play some ball. That's what you want to see out of the battery, mate.
Absolutely.
Let's find out what the other half of the battery can do here. He misses outside. It's 3-2.
Watts-Brown fired that pitch, and his manager, Trundy, didn't even get back to the dugout. He was basically at the railing.
And he's already firing the payoff. Swinging a pop-up. This will stay in the infield. Mooney under it. Behind second base, he makes the grab. 1 away.
Oh, he makes it look so effortless when he gathers at a pop-up.
So we mentioned that McKenzie came in the pinch hit for Stovall. He's over at third base right now, moving over to second where Peyton was is Colby Halter. So Halter going over from third to second. McKenzie coming into play third base. So here's Zach Liu, the second baseman who walked on 4 pitches last time up. Let's find out what Watts-Brown can do against him here. Pop up to the right side, out of play. Cromwick tried to go over there. Didn't have enough room.
Well, those Titans, they're not afraid
They're
of
all
chasing.
over the place here, I'll tell you
They're
that.
not afraid of chasing, too, on first pitches.
Doesn't chase on that one. Oh, he did. Wow. Technically, he did. It's 0-2.
Red Sox dugout did not like that one. The fact that Delaney chimed in right away, he didn't need any convincing.
There's a warning issued to the Y-D dugout, given by third base umpire Mark Furtado. Scott Pickler offering some words over there at third base, too. There have been some heckling from the Red Sox dugout recently.
Time's actually been granted. Pickler's still talking.
It's now 1-2.
Yeah, there's still John over there at third.
Keeping an eye on what's going on over at third base and also at the plate. It's now 2-2.
Well, Pickler has seen a thing or two on Cape Cod. Winningest manager in Cape League history.
Accomplished that feat this year against the Cotuit Cavaliers. 2-2, fouled off.
Past John Schiffner of the Chatham Anglers, who has his name on a, I guess I should say, plaque, or it's retired at Veterans Field on the press box.
Chatham a staple. 2-2 pitch. Grounder up the middle. Mooney collects at shortstop. Throws on the run. He got him. Routine play for Alex Mooney over there, who makes it look so easy to do Blue Devil. There's Stu gone.
Yeah, easy play because he makes it look like it is. I mean, my goodness, great ground he just covered. He's been busy. But Juaron Watts-Brown searching for that first 1-2-3 inning.
And Mooney has been a part of the last 3 outs in this game. One to Connor, another to Bovee, another to Liu. As Watts-Brown starts ahead on the mound, 0-1 to Robbie Burnett. Popped up on a foul fly to Colby Halter at third base in the second last time up. As the count is now even at 1. 92 miles an hour off the right hand of Watts-Brown. Juaron already delivering the 1-1 pitch, and he's back ahead, 1-2.
Searching for that 5th strikeout, which you wanted in the first at-bat of the 4th inning.
Let's see if he gets it here. You bet he does. 5 Ks for Juaron Watts-Brown. Watts-Brown dealing as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-1 your score, doors in front.
And can you draw your college logo? Nice.
There we go.
I can
That's
see
actually
it.
good. That's
I can
actually
see
really
it.
good.
Oh my goodness, so bad. That's good.
That's pretty good.
That is good.
I don't know how the flames go.
But I can try to give you a frog. Looks more like a pig than a frog. That's no frog. That's bad. That's more like a. That's bad.
I know it's got like a weird. This. Wow. Okay. Yeah. No. I can't draw the basic one. You know. Okay. Do not judge me, please. Very stress. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
We gotta erase puddles right there.
There's puddles.
That looks like a turkey.
That's actually really good. That's really good.
Welcome back to Guv Fuller Field, along with Carter Bainbridge and Trey. Redfield. Logan Soforenko taking you through 2.5 here at the Guv. The Commodores lead the Y-D Red Sox by a score of 3-1. And Trey, Grant Taylor's first batters he saw back in the bottom of the third inning, he was cruising and then all of a sudden issued a couple of walks, but he got a big ground ball off the bat of Drew Brutcher.
Yeah, and Brutcher hit right into the shift that Y-D applies on almost every single batter. I mean, that infield's always moving. And it surprises me, too, because we won't see the shift next year in Major League Baseball, so it makes you think, will Scott Pickler do the same thing next year when the rules are changed? It's only a matter of time to find that out, but right now, in current day, Brutcher hit right into the shift, and it helped out Taylor a lot.
Different result than the first inning where he had a 2-run single. So now here's Walsh for the Commodores here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Sends a breaking ball the other way down the line, and that's a fair ball. It goes all the way to the wall. Jacob Walsh into second, standing up with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the fourth. There's that first pitch attacking.
It came so quickly, too. That's something Walsh did to help him out in the first game of the doubleheader against the Y-D Red Sox when these two last faced off on June 26th? Yeah, June 26th. I was about to say 19th, just not the case. Doors were here in Orleans. But Walsh went the opposite way, hitting over the infield to beat the shift. It works out in Jacob's favor, but let's find out what the other Oregon Duck can do right here.
Here's another Oregon Duck, just like I said earlier, that I saw on the ferry on Sunday. Got his teammate over there at second. Another time we've seen Taylor check on the runner. No throw. He's only tried to actually pick off the runner at second base once, and it did not work out as Pinckney won that battle and didn't even get into a rundown.
There's really nothing much to look over there at second base. Walsh is not a base stealer at all. And he's not really showing it much with the lead that he has there as well.
Cromwick looks at a breaking ball for strike one. Cromwick grounded into a 4-3 putout back in the second inning. Good to see him still in the batting lineup as he was checked on by the training staff of the Commodores for taking a couple of pass balls off of his body. 0-1. Good stop there by Gonzalez. Count even at 1. You know Cromwick is in that batter's box saying, hey, nice block.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Gonzalez is a staple there at Georgia. SEC catcher, better be blocking pitches like that. I mean, you're kidding? It's the Georgia team that made it to the Chapel Hill Regional and lost to the Tar Heels this year. I mean, UNC ended up losing to another SEC squad in Arkansas in the Chapel Hill Super Regional.
On a 1-1, Cromwick grounds one left side. Hadeen fires over to first, and Cromwick is retired, but Walsh moves 90 feet over. He's at third with one out.
And that's code for Cromwick did his job, even if it doesn't matter with him getting a base hit. I mean, so what? You advance the runner when there was nobody out. And now you bring up a guy in Corey Collins who has the opportunity to send one into the outfield. And if Collins does just that against Taylor, who's on the mound right now, then Walsh will score. It will be another three-run lead for Falmouth. Find out what Collins can do here with the infield in.
And they are in. First pitch to Collins is a breaking ball, and it's in there for strike one. While you talked about the Georgia boys, There they are, Gonzalez and Collins. I'll put a smile on the Bulldog fans' face. So now Lou playing a little bit over to his left at second. 0-1. Back pick over to third to Walsh, and they got him. What a play by Fernando Gonzalez, and there are two gone here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
That's just a tough break. Gonzalez knew that the entire way. He was going to give it a shot, and it worked out in his favor. It's all about trying to figure out where Walsh is on the baseline, figure out how far he is off the baseline as Walsh goes back into the dugout frustrated with himself. And rightfully so. That hurts. Base runner that's 90 feet away and he gets picked off. Not fun.
Well, Collins is now behind in the count, 1-2. 2 outs here. I talked about Gonzalez. He has to have the ability to block some wild pitches, especially in the SEC. He also has to be able to do that. Back picks, especially with a runner at 90 feet away.
Back picks are huge, like you said.
They're huge.
I mean,
you have to have a cannon.
Yeah. And you got to know when to execute it, too. Gonzalez, case in point with all of those variables right there.
Time granted by home plate umpire Mark Delaney, as Taylor took a while to get his sign from Gonzalez. But now Collins is ready in the batter's box. On a 1-2 pitch, Collins looks at ball 2 in the dirt, count even at 2. Well, Collins, he tried to bunt back in that second inning, and it was Gonzalez that retired him. And he had a little bit of time. He got underneath it and settled and made the catch. There's that shift again. We're going to sound like a broken record by the end of the day saying that. Two. Count full.
I'm just so surprised with these shifts and why hitters don't just go backside with it.
Well, like bunt, like Corey Collins did back in the second inning?
Not bunt. I mean, that's just, I hate it when people bunt, but, try and go backside with it. Give it a shot. Give your team an opportunity to win. That's an opportunity right there.
Payoff pitch is sent in the air to center field. Bush racing back. It's over his head, and it one-hops the wall. Collins into second. It's the second double of the inning for the Falmouth Commodores. And now here comes Alex Mooney, and oh my goodness, Homer Bush Jr. played so far in, he had to track that ball like a wide receiver out there.
Or a safety getting burnt when he leaves a wide receiver going by him out on the right seam. I mean, my goodness. I don't know why Homer Bush was playing so far in. He has the speed capability, but sometimes when the ball is hit too far, it's hit too far, Logan, and that was case in point right there for Corey. Great piece of contact from the DH, and it now sets up Alex at the plate.
Mooney 0 for 2 on the day. Had a good night at the plate last night. And another check on a runner at second base, but no throw over there. Well, it's the second inning in a row where the first two batters have quote-unquote been retired. I say that because Walsh gets back picked over at third. But Taylor in some trouble on the third batter he sees. First pitch to Mooney. In the dirt. 1-0.
And that back pick from for Walsh when he got back picked over there at third base just tells you how smart you got to be. The Red Sox would do whatever they can defensively. And you said it. Case in point, they would have scored.
So now a shift on the left side of the infield for the Red Sox as Gonzalez wants time from home plate umpire Mark Delaney. On a 1-0 pitch, Mooney looks at ball 2 outside, 2-0. And that's something the Commodores are not afraid to do. And they've had some success this year doing it, and that's 2-out attacking. First game that comes to mind was the second game at Stony Brook Field against the Brewster Whitecaps. They were getting dominated by Zane Morehouse in the first 2 outs and then put up 4 runs with 2 outs. The 2-0. Chop to the left side. Bovee at third fires over to first, and Mooney is retired, and that's the inning. We go to the top of the 5th inning. 3-1 the score. Falmouth still on top.
What are you most looking forward to this season?
I'm just looking forward to, I mean, it's obvious, but just the games, you know, seeing some great baseball, some great talent, and working with all these interns and really just learning, you know?
I'm just excited to get to know everyone, do some fun social media stuff, make a lot of TikToks, and watch some baseball.
I'm looking forward to spending time with all of the other great interns, looking forward to watching good baseball, spending time around the field, and being in Falmouth again.
It was just such a great experience last year. I mean, there's nothing better. I mean, it's the best players in the country, and the opportunity to cover them is awesome.
Welcome back here at Guv Fuller Field, along with Trey, Redfield, Logan, Soforenko on hand. Mark Delaney, the home plate umpire, in between innings, signaled up to us and said the lights got to get turned on, as we're slowly starting to see them come on, and that's the beauty of playing at the Guv. You get lights. Y-D does not have that luxury, but that necessarily isn't a bad thing. It's just a different baseball experience. They play their games at 5, but in the second half of the season, they've been playing their games at 4. Brewster did that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just trying to get the games in as this season goes along. You know, you don't have many room for cancellations or anything like that, especially when it gets later in the season. 9 innings matter more than they usually do at the start. And something we'll see in the postseason, where Brewster and Katuitt and Y-D will more likely than not all be in the playoffs, they will be without lights. So what that means, games will be starting earlier, say 2 o'clock, if those teams are hosting those games.
Well, the first pitch to Fernando Gonzalez is the breaking ball. It's in there for strike 1. Gonzalez struck out on 3 pitches back in the second. Watts-Brown on for the 5th. 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. Juaron Watts-Brown, 5 strikeouts. He's given up 3 hits, 1 earned run. It was an RBI triple off the bat of Braden Montgomery. On a 1-1, Gonzalez looks at ball 2 upstairs.
And so if Watts-Brown gets through this inning, that means he'll be eligible for a decision yet again. Last time
for the 3rd time in a row.
Exactly, and one of those was a win, and that was last time out against the Bourne Braves on July 22nd.
2-1 a spoiled foul, 2-2, and I say the 3rd time in a row because, like you said, the last time he qualified for the win, that was in that Bourne game last week, but prior to that, it was against the Bourne Braves in which he picked up a win. 2-2. Swing and a miss. It gets away from the catcher, Cromwick. Gonzalez going over there to first, and he'll get in there. But Watts-Brown gets his 6th strikeout, but Gonzalez reaches. It's one of those weird stats in baseball where Watts-Brown actually gets the strikeout.
It's so frustrating, too. You know, you strike out, but you leave a guy on. And what that means is, hey, I mean, it pads my stats a little bit, but I still got to get this guy out.
Yes, with the
somehow,
top of the lineup up especially.
Yeah, I mean, that too. It's just, if you're Watts-Brown, still got to control your own game. If you turn a double play, great, but it's going to be hard with that guy at the plate.
Well, Homer Bush Jr. from GCU. First pitch he sees. Misses outside, 1-0. Well, the Lope hit .270 this year, 58 hits, 1 triple, 2 home runs. He walked 20 times as well. Also played in the Appalachian League last year with the Greenville Flyboys. Takes a hack at that one. 1-1 the count.
What Greenville? Like Greenville, Tennessee? West Virginia?
I believe so. Yeah, how do you say that? I'm not a Tennessee. I'm not a Tennessee man.
Tusculum, Tennessee.
Tusculum, Tennessee.
Carter Bainbridge is.
On a 1-1 pitch, Bush belts this one into left center field. That gets down for a base hit. Runners at first and second with nobody out for the Red Sox. And now here comes Woody Hedin.
And this is a tough situation right now for Watts-Brown. You know, you're bringing up Hedin, a guy who is yet to be retired. And as Bush had a great piece of contact there, it's another single for him. He actually got his first extra base hit last night of the entire season. But now you have the go-ahead runner at the plate. And Hedin, a guy who is capable of hitting the long ball.
First pitch he sees, he shows bunt, pulls it back at strike 1.
And that's something that doesn't surprise me much. The Red Sox are a team that likes to play small ball a lot. I was talking to Sam Lebowitz, one of the broadcasters for the Y-D Red Sox, a couple of weeks back, and he was is telling me the way we get our wins are so frustrating. You know, we win 6-2, but they all come off fielders' choices and sack flies and all this the odd way.
Shows bunt again, and this time he goes, 0-2. Well, Woody Hadeen, we talked about it, UC Irvine, Anteater from Temecula, California, central southern California. That's the inland route if you're driving down to San Diego. Temecula High School, great baseball program, one of the underrated ones. Nolan Moore up in the bullpen, but Watts-Brown ahead in the count, 0-2. He got him looking. 7th strikeout for Juaron Watts-Brown. One gone here in the top of the 5th inning. A lot of work to do, though, with the heart of the order coming up.
Starts with Braden Montgomery, who last time up got himself an RBI triple. It's important for Watts-Brown to find his best up here and deliver it to Montgomery in places that he doesn't like. Find the corners, jam him inside. You just find a way to guess right while Montgomery guesses wrong.
Well, the shadows, I should say, are all on the Guv as Watts-Brown steps off. Bush over there at first. Gonzalez at second. Gonzalez reached on a drop third strike. Haven't seen too many of those on Cape Cod this season, if any, where they've been successful. Montgomery looks at ball one outside. Good stop by Cromwick. No advancement.
And these next couple ABs that Watts-Brown is going to be pitching to, extremely important. You have Nolan Moore warming up in the bullpen right now. Mike Landry at the top of the dugout. If Watts-Brown finds a way to get it done here in this top half of the 5th inning, I will have nothing but respect for that man. I already do, but, I mean, you want to talk about dog mentality? Watts-Brown has the capability to get out of it right here.
1-0 is pulled foul down the right field line. Nolan Moore can't make the play in the bullpen as it goes to the kids. But he's got bigger things to do in the bullpen, and that's warm up to come into the ball game.
And we'll find out when exactly that is. And it comes down to what this guy at the plate does in Montgomery.
On a 1-1 pitch, Montgomery lifts this ball in the air to left center field. Pinckney makes the catch. Tagging from second is Gonzalez, but he goes back because that throw was a beauty from Pinckney.
My goodness, that was
McKenzie, the new third baseman, makes that catch, and that was a dart from Pinckney. I think it was in Orleans where Pinckney made a catch. The runner wasn't tagging from third, but he threw a strike from the outfield, and it was probably a strike if a hitter were to stand there.
I remember that one. I think I was on play-by-play for that game, and that's exactly how I described it. That or either a rocket. So now you have 2 outs.
Yeah, now here's Hayden Schott, who is 0 for 2 on the day, hitting .320 on the 2022 spring season, I should say. First pitch he sees is inside, 1-0. Well, Hayden Schott today playing left field from Columbia University. He's coming into today, hitting .333 on Cape Cod. 1-0. Jam the other way, foul, 1-1. Fans making their way in at Guv Fuller Field.
That SAT score's got to be super high.
Oh, absolutely. Those Ivies. It's from Newport Beach, California.
Long trip.
Yeah, from the Orange County land. On a 1-1 pitch, he grounds one right side. Halter at second, backing up on the grass. He can't make the play. Gonzalez is coming to the plate. The throw is not in time. Gonzalez swims around it. It's a 1-run game here in the top of the 5th inning. And it's officially an RBI single off of the bat of Hayden Schott. And the inning continues.
That's such a tough break. You know, Watts-Brown wanted that one badly from his defense. That looked routine, but the hop getting away from Halter, and that's a tough break, you know, and what you got to do as a pitcher is focus on the next batter. You can't do anything from the past, but you can focus on the present and execute then. So it's really important for Watts-Brown to focus on Caden Connor here with 2 on and 2 gone, because the tying run is at second base. The go-ahead is over at first.
And the tying run at second base can fly around the base pass. But now here's Caden Connor, 0 for 2 on the day, struck out back in the second, grounded out to short on the first pitch in the 3rd inning. Another one in the dirt from Watts-Brown. 1-0 the count. Well, Watts-Brown just trying to get through 5 innings. But Caden Connor, another Big West guy, hails from Cal State Fullerton. 37 driven in. He scored 42 runs, hit .327, and he had 4 long balls with the Titans. On a 1-0 pitch, Connor looks at ball 2 inside. Good spot there from Watts-Brown. Didn't get the spot he wanted, though.
Just comes down to the next pitch. 2-0 count. Challenge Connor here. Tell him, hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to give you something to hit here. And if I give you something to hit, go after it. But I'm going to challenge you on this pitch. That's something I think Watts-Brown needs to do right here from the stretch.
Checks on Bush a couple of times. Another one chopped to the right side. Walsh this time gets it and steps on the bag. The inning is over. But the Y-D Red Sox get another run off of an RBI single from Hayden Schott. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 3-2 the score.
Looking forward to this season?
Most looking forward to working with all the interns. It's a really good group, and just a couple of days in, we've already started to bond over different things. The Celtics, hanging out with one another, and even the Red Sox as well. There's just so many different things that make this intern group seem like a really good one. Not just being around players that are our age, but being around a bunch of other people that are looking to get something great out of the Commodores. But the favorite part about being like the intern specifically is the ability to like have some creative freedom, because we're not under salary or anything like that. We're here to have fun but also get work done. There's the perfect level of or balance of work and fun, but we don't get carried away with it. And I think that's the perfect part about being an intern. And the best part about being an intern, especially at the Commodores, is you get to watch baseball for us broadcasters 6 days a week.
Looking forward to the most with the Commodores is just the chance to work with some really talented people, whether that be on the broadcast team or any other interns. I'm a part of the broadcast team, so I get to work with Trey and Logan, and I think that both of them are just super talented. I'm really happy I get to work with both of them because I feel like I'll learn as much from them as they will from me, and I'm just really excited to be able to improve my craft with 2 guys who are focused on the exact same thing.
Well, it's time to take you around the Cape Cod Baseball League. If the Falmouth Commodores want to clinch a spot tonight, it's going to have to be with a win because the Wareham Gatemen have a solid lead over the Katuitt Kettleers. Still a lot of baseball left. Bourne and Chatham tied at 0. Orleans, they're playing good baseball, and Brewster defeats Harwich in a crucial Eastern Division matchup. Brewster in 2nd, Harwich in 4th. Brewster now with 41 points. They're on Y-D's tail. So now here's Colby Halter as the T-shirt tossing looks like it's wrapping up down on the first base grandstands with Homer, the Falmouth mascot, and Colby Halter's ready to get things going here in the bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch he sees is in there for strike 1. Along with Carter Bainbridge and Trey Redfield, Logan Soforenko with you. Halter 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a strikeout. Single was back in the 1st. The strikeout was back in the 3rd. Another shift from the Red Sox. 0-1. Lifted foul and out of play, 0-2.
Yeah, that shift is over on the right side of the infield going against the left-handed hitting Halter. And this is something that Y-D does on almost every single batter. There are 3 infielders to the right side. The shortstop, Woody Hadeen, is trailing over to where normally a second baseman is cheating to try and pick off a runner over at second base.
0-2. Another foul ball. It seems we've been seeing that a lot from Colby Halter recently. A lot of foul balls. He's taken some hacks, and if he's late on it, he's going to foul it off, but it's better than going down swinging. We've seen him with 2 strikes a lot these past couple of games.
Most definitely. And he's someone that hates to strike out. He's going to do whatever he can to avoid that.
0-2 again. Halter goes down swinging this time. It's the 3rd strikeout from Grant Taylor. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Now batting, the left fielder from Arkansas, number 9, Chase Borfin.
And That's something that we didn't really see from the Falmouth Commodores offense. And when Ivrane Romero was on the mound, was them striking out. They did not strike out off of the San Diego Torero. Struck out 3 times from Taylor, the Washington State man, as Borfin looks at strike 1. Borfin 0 for 1 on the day, a walk back in the first. Struck out on 4 pitches in the third. No shift on him with how much he pulls.
I know,
Kinda
right?
shocking.
That's a little odd.
Has a couple of triples this season. Almost had 3, but he got gunned down at third in the Hyannis game. 0-1's in the exact same spot, and it's called a strike. 0-2 on Borfin.
And that was a game changer, too.
Absolutely.
The Doors lost 5-4 to the Hawks that night. It was a Thursday night here at Guv Fuller Field. I believe it was July 21st. And it was a tough one. You know, Borfin hit it off the top of the wall in center field.
He looks at a breaking ball inside. 1-2. Well, I'm impressed with the dates. Pulling out the dates.
I mainly knew that because
you're not looking at the scorebook either. That's impressive.
Well, I knew my sister's birthday was Monday the 25th.
Oh, there's
so
a system to
backtracked
it.
Off that. Yeah, there's a system.
Nice.
It's 3 weeks after mine on the 4th.
Borfin checks his swing. Count even at 2.
I'm normally really good with July and dates because I have those markers. I know when my birthday is on a certain day.
In July.
My sister's is. It's a system, like you said. It's a good one too.
Taylor from the windup. 2-2. Borfin foul tips it into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. 4th strikeout from Grant Taylor, and it's the 2nd time this game where he has struck out the first 2 batters he has seen in an inning.
And he did that to Halter and Borfin in the 3rd. Let's find out what Pinckney can do here, though.
Nolan Moore continues to warm up in that bullpen for the Commodores, so can likely guarantee that Juaron Watts-Brown's day would be done.
I don't see him in the dugout. He's more likely than not in that clubhouse right now. Probably getting a good rest.
Pinckney swings right through the first pitch he sees, 0-1. Haven't seen too many. He has struck out the side type of games. We saw that with Hunter Furtado last week with the Bourne Braves. He was dealing. Struck out 6 batters in a row. On an 0-1 pitch, Pinckney looks at ball 1 as it one hops the plate. Well, Pinckney coming into today, hitting .236, 4 home runs, 15 runs driven in. He's walked 7 times, struck out 34 times. Has been hit by a pitch 5 times.
Got hit by a pitch last night.
That's right.
In Chatham.
Looks at a breaking ball for strike 2. Well, Pinckney trying to just extend this inning. He drew 7 pitches that resulted in a walk back in the 3rd after Halter and Borfin went down swinging in a row. On a 1-2 pitch, Pinckney grounds one into the shift over to first in time. What a play by Zach Liu. It was a tricky shift play, but it'll go down as a 4-3 putout. We go to the top of the 6th inning, 3-2 the score. Nolan Moore will be back.
Hey there, Commodore fans. Thanks for joining us and cheering on your Falmouth Commodores. Want to take a break from the action? Come make a visit to the merchandise booth. Check us out behind home plate. We have a bunch of new designs for you to purchase, from hats to shirts, jerseys, crew necks, wine glasses, and even baby bibs. You think of it, we probably have it. From youth sizes to even adult double XLs. We have everything you need for family and friends. Be sure to come say hello and get a piece of Falmouth merch. Make a trip before we close up shop in the 9th inning. See you soon, and roll doors.
Welcome back to Guv Fuller Field as we head on to the top of the 6th inning. The post-draft roster crunch has hit teams around the Cape in different ways. For Y-D, that meant calling up a familiar face to see if he'd like to return to the Cape for year number 2. Unfortunately for infielder Zach Liu, that call came just 4 hours shy of when he was set to board a cross-country flight from his native California to come up to the Cape. However, this wasn't a baseball-related flight. Liu was simply coming up to spend a week-long vacation with his extended family. Instead, when Y-D manager Scott Pickler rang him up, Lou jumped at the chance to come back to Y-D after spending 24 games here last summer. Lou said he just couldn't turn down another chance to play for Pickler and the Sox. Lou's now been a fixture in this lineup since the middle of this month, and for a Y-D team making its final push to the playoffs, Lou's contributions have meant that much more. Guys?
Well, thank you so much, Carter. Boy, isn't that something? And the stories of summer ball, that just seems, you're on vacation? Hey, want to come play summer ball? Good to see you again. And I think the words that Lou also used, he says, I can't get rid of this guy. But
that may be one of the best stories I've heard this
absolutely.
season. I mean, that's awesome.
Well, Scott Pickler has that impact on people, but now we see a new pitcher, Nolan Moore. Juaron Watts-Brown, his day is done. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 2, struck out 7, but Trey, Nolan Moore's second stint with the Commodores has been fantastic. He now wears number 8, had a good relief appearance in Hyannis the other night in which he got the win, but he's had a good second stint with the Commodores.
And this is another great story in Moore, who pitched in the season opener against Harwich and has 2 appearances under his belt in his return from the New Britain Bees. And now he's getting his 4th opportunity on the entire season. He's 2-0 on the year, not too shabby for Moore.
1-0. Ground ball right side, foul to Mike Bovey, the Y-D third baseman. Well, Nolan Moore had number 17, which now belongs to Josh Stewart, but it was funny talking to Moore. He says, I still wear 17 for my practice jersey, so we're warming up. There's 2 17s on the field. As he delivers ball 2 inside, 2 and 1.
He told you that?
He did.
That's funny.
And it was actually
that is
perfect
really
because
funny.
when we pulled up the Chatham yesterday and I saw Nolan Moore wearing number 17 in IO, I was like, wait a minute. Is Stewart gone? Did Moore get 17 back? 2-1. Nice little breaking ball. Came in at 74. 2-2 the count.
And that's something Moore brings to the table. We see a lot of lefties who bring control for the Commodores. Chase Jeter, one of them. Garrett Coe, another. Number 3, this guy on the mound right here in Nolan Moore.
2-2. Swing and a miss. He gets Bovey swinging. 1 gone here in the top of the 6th. And that's going to bring up the guy Carter was just talking about, Trey, the second baseman, Zach Liu.
And he's walked today on 4 pitches. It's the only time he's gone on base this evening. What's a beautiful night. Do you see this?
Yeah, it's something.
This is freaking amazing.
There you go. Well, now Zach Liu, first pitch he sees, is in there for strike 1. Well, we talked about the Orange Lutheran man, but at Fullerton, he played in 54 games this season with the Titans. He started in 52 of them as he looks at ball 1. He hit .317 and recorded 29 runs driven in and 36 runs, which tied for second on the team and are career highs for Lou as he chases that pitch 1 and 2. Had a single game career high 6 runs driven in against the Loyola Marymount University Lions on March 13th. 1-2. Broken bat. Look out. It's a foul ball. And he'll go grab some new wood. Y-D had a couple LMU guys with them this year. They had 2. First one they had was Owen Hackman, a relief pitcher who was with them for a very brief period of time, but he had 6 appearances on the season. And there's the West Coast again and the connections with Scott Pickler.
I mean, that's a norm, not a West Coast connection and with the team, but connections in general. Alabama has a connection with the Falmouth Commodores. I mean, there are pitchers.
Arkansas as well.
Arkansas as well. Not too bad. Not too bad of connections right there. Y-D, it's the West Coast. I mean, with Harwich, it's Old Dominion. You see it all over. These guys coming in. I mean, to it, you could argue Stanford.
Moore delivers ball 2 outside, 2-2 with Hyannis, Florida.
Just in general, yeah.
A lot of Florida and
Louisiana Tech.
Louisiana Tech. A couple they had McConnell and Matulia.
Right.
2-2. Line to left field for a base hit. It's a 1-out single off of the bat of Zach Liu. And the Cal State Fullerton Titan will hang over there at first base with a pinch hitter coming into the batter's box. The Gunnar Antillion. Not necessarily a West Coaster guy, but was a West Coast-ish guy at New Mexico State.
Yeah, I mean, he is from Rancho Cucamonga, so he does have that under his belt. He's a New Mexico State Aggie was a part of a team that went to the Cornwallis Regional that won the WAC tournament as the first 500 team. And before the NCAA tournament, Antillon, was hitting 398 before the NCAA tournament. That'll play.
Absolutely. Went to Riverside City College. He said quite the journey. He was the 2022 Collegiate Baseball Newspaper National Player of the Week on March 7th. And he'll foul one behind home plate. Antillon had we talked about all the accolades, but back when he played JUCO ball at Riverside City College, that's kind of an inland part of California, he hit .253. 10 runs, 9 runs driven in, stole 2 bases, and played 21 games. 0-1, Antillon. Looks at ball one inside, 1-1. So he comes in for the DH, Robbie Burnett. Over there at first base is Zach Liu, who reached on a 1-out single. 1-1. Another foul ball, and another time we've seen a Y-D Red Sox batter get jammed. Falmouth Commodores will have Anthony McKenzie, Drew Brutcher, and Jacob Walsh due in the bottom of the 6th inning in game number 41 of the season. The end is near. The playoff push is in full swing. 1-2. Swing and a miss. It gets away from Cromwick. And it's not going to matter because first base was occupied. So it's a strikeout for Moore. 2nd. But moving over to second is Zach Liu.
Yeah, Luke going over there on the wild pitch. But Antillon's swinging at it. And it now brings up Fernando Gonzalez.
Well, Gonzalez has gone down twice today swinging. First pitch he sees. Ooh, nice swing there. And that's something we've seen from Moore, is the ability to take stuff off of that breaking ball, that sweeping slider, to right-handed hitters. Moore ahead in the count 0-1. He's working fast, and so fast that Fernando Gonzalez wants time, and Mark Delaney will give him that. Runner in scoring position for the Red Sox. It's the tying run. 0-1. In the air to right towards the foul grandstands, and it gets near the basketball court above the berm here at Guv Fuller Field, and Fernando Gonzalez is behind in the count again, 0-2. He's at risk of going down for the 3rd time via way of the K. Top of the 6th inning, 3-2 ball game. 0-2. Runner goes. Cromwick throws to third, and McKenzie's tag is in time to get him. Josiah Cromwick guns down Zach Liu over there at third base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, 3-2 the score. Falmouth still on top.
The House of Falmouth Commodore, be sure to sign up to become a host family today. Hosting a Cape League player can be very rewarding. Players connect and bond with the families, often forming lifelong relationships. Please remember that every Commodores player is bound and governed by NCAA rules and regulations. In order to maintain their collegiate athletic ability, host families receive a weekly allowance from the Falmouth Commodores to help cover player expenses. Host families are not required to provide transportation to players. The Falmouth Commodores are very grateful to the wonderful families that host our players each and every year. If you are interested in hosting a Falmouth Commodores player for the summer, contact our housing coordinator, Lisa Smuda, at lisatz143@comcast.net. For more information, visit our website at falmouthcommodores.com. Thank you for supporting our players, and roll doors.
Well, back here at Guv Fuller Field, we're in the bottom of the 6th inning, along with Carter Bainbridge and Trey Redfield, Logan Soforenko and Trey. we saw the host families on that PSA that you did such a great job on doing the voiceover, but tonight was host family appreciation night, and boy was it awesome to see all of the families, not just the names of one person in the house, but the entire household on the field pregame celebrating their players.
Yeah, it was really cool, you know, just seeing everyone get honored for something that is great commitment. It's a big commitment to house these players and feed them every day, house them, and make them be a part of their family. I mean, this is when we say, or at least when I said, that they make an impact, you know, that goes for years to where, like, people get invited to family weddings and stuff like that. It's true. Like, there are connections that stay for a while.
Mackenzie looks at ball one upstairs. And to the Zamuda family for being the director of host families, for everything they do, it's something to see everybody out there. And also the hosting interns, Gabe Gross with the Zamudas this summer.
That's right.
One of our fantastic, I guess you could say,
he's a
drivers. GM intern, drivers of the buses. Mackenzie looks at strike one, drivers of the bus, conductor. He's our guy.
He and Mike Murray, two people that I've really gotten to know really well this summer. You know, great people, just always having a smile on their face, working their butts off to make this field look amazing, man. They rock. They really do.
Mackenzie's behind in the count 1-2. Amac today walked back in the third inning, in which he came on as a pinch hitter for Peyton Stovall. And Mackenzie made that brilliant tag at third base on Zach Liu. 1-2. Fouled off of the catcher right behind the brick facade, and we'll do the 1-2 again. But the Falmouth Commodores will have one home game after today left in the regular season. That will be against the Katuitt Kettleers, which will be the season finale. And it's a series, Trey, where the Falmouth Commodores have actually clinched this season.
Yeah, and these two may face each other in the playoffs. I mean, who knows? There's a dogfight for first place in the Western Division right now. 2 points separate three teams.
On a 1-2, Mackenzie spoils one foul. We'll do it again. But how about these scores? Hyannis is actually trailing the Orleans Firebirds 3-0 in the bottom of the sixth. And Wareham, they're starting to win.
Yeah.
6-2 over the Katuitt Kettleers in the bottom of the sixth over the bridge.
Who would have thought?
1-2 again. Swing and a miss. It's the fifth strikeout from Grant Taylor. And here comes Drew Brutcher.
Yeah, Brutcher got robbed last time up. Hit into a shift with a sliding Lou at second base on the opposite side of the infield over on the left side. But now here's Brutcher. Actually, check that. That was Hadeen going over to the right side.
It's tricky to track with the shifts.
I've had to rely.
I've had to rely.
Every single AB.
You know, I've had to rely as the first pitch to Brutcher is a little high, 1-0. I've had to rely on the hair of Woody Hadeen, who is at short today. Got the flow over there.
So fitting that he wears number 2 and plays shortstop.
1-0 the count on Brutcher, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Looks at a breaking ball that misses inside, 2-0. Well, the Doors had a 3 spot back in the bottom of the first inning, and that's really been it. That's been their traditional way this season.
Really been it? No, that has been it, dude.
There's been a couple of times where they'll be consistent, like the Hyannis game as the 2-0 misses upstairs. But the Hyannis game in which from inning number, what was it, 6 all the way to the end of the game, they put up runs?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was with Bourne as well before the All-Star break. Night before ASG. The Commodores put up a run from the top of the 4th all the way up to the top of the 9th in a 10-3 win. That's what we need to see out of these Falmouth bats.
3-0's in there for strike one. Brutcher didn't like that one. 3-1 the count.
It was framed by Gonzalez.
Great frame. Brutcher with 3 home runs on the season. Got a 3-1 count in his favor. And a big shift. 3-1. Ground ball right side, foul. It's another full count. I remember it was the Wareham game where the Commodores had tied by a score of 4-4 thanks to an Owen Diodati 2-run shot in the 9th. But we were tracking those full counts. What did it get up to, 15?
15.
It was a good amount of full counts there. But that shows the two teams that walk the most on Cape Cod on display. On a payoff pitch, Brutcher stays alive. We'll do it again. And that's something encouraging. The Falmouth Commodores, the first couple of games in the season, one time against the Harwich Mariners, they struck out 17 times. They're being disciplined up here. Good at bat here by Brutcher. 7th pitch of the at bat. And he wins that battle as it's into right field. Brutcher rounds first, and he's going to head for second. The throw from Montgomery is not in time. Brutcher has himself a one-out double. It's the 3rd double of the day for the Falmouth Commodores, and the 2nd time Brutcher has reached second base. The first time wasn't necessarily considered a double.
Yeah, it was a single, then he advanced to second on the fielding error by Homer Bush in center field. But either way, Brutcher with the speed to get over there to second base, because if Brutcher does not have that speed, Braden Montgomery makes him look foolish over there at second base. That was a rocket from the outfielder from Stanford, the right fielder tonight. But now it brings up an opportunity with one out for this guy at the plate to tack on more RBIs this season. Walsh has an opportunity to make it a 2-run lead for Falmouth. He's got to execute right here going up against the shift, something he's beaten recently.
Yes, absolutely.
He did that last time up.
Well, I mentioned the 3 doubles for the Falmouth Commodores. He had the first one. That was in the bottom of the 4th inning on the first pitch off of Taylor. He looks at strike one, and it was a thing of beauty from Taylor. Came in at just 89, though, according to the Falmouth Commodore radar gun. But anyway, Jacob Walsh coming into today, 5 home runs. Behind in the count, 0-1. He talked about it. There is that shift. 0-1. High and tight, count even. Walsh 1 for 2 on the day. And something we're seeing this at bat is him being patient. We talked about the first pitch attacking for a double back in the 3rd, but he grounded out to the right side in the 1st inning on the first pitch. Cromwell waits on deck. Pickoff play applied, but no dice. Count even at 1. Cotton Candy Sky, I guess I should say, is right here.
It's Cape Sky right
Cape
here,
Sky.
This is awesome.
Go to the official CCBL Twitter and Instagram, and you see them say Cape Skies.
We're on there a lot, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. On a 1-1 pitch, Walsh draws ball 2, 2-1. Well, Jacob Walsh loves Stony Brook Field. That's where he had a big home run in the top of the 1st inning in matchup number 1 with the Brewster Whitecaps. Looking for his first RBI since July 26th. Just a couple of days ago when the Harwich Mariners were in town. 2-1. Good little breaking ball there from Taylor, count even. Well, we have not seen a home run off of the bat of Jacob Walsh here at Guv Fuller Field in quite some time. Was that 4th of July series with the Katuitt Kettleers, the home and home. But he had a home run at Doran Park on the 22nd. 2-2. In the air to right center field. Going back is Montgomery, feeling for the wall, and he makes the catch. Brutcher tags from second, and the throw is not in time.
My goodness, what a rocket.
He's got a cannon out there. There's a reason why he was the Gatorade Player of the Year in high school during his senior season in 2021. But now here's Brutcher, who's over at third base just 90 feet away, with Cromwell looking to get the first run for the Falmouth Commodores since the first inning. And Scott Pickler is going to make a visit to Grant Taylor.
There is activity in that Y-D bullpen. Taylor has gone on for a little bit. He's 3 2/3 of an inning through right now. So we'll find out if he stays on the mound. This may be one of those conversations. Nope, it's not. Never mind. Just kidding.
Well, Taylor was fantastic out of the bullpen. He did his job. Did not give up a run. 5 strikeouts, a couple of base knocks. Of course, I say that as he exits the game. The runner at third does belong to him. But we'll take a quick break.
All-Star game coverage rolls on for the Falmouth Commodores. Trey Redfield here with pitcher Philip Abner out of Florida. Philip, welcome to the All-Star game. Pleasure to have you. How do you feel?
I feel, great. It's been awesome so far. I can't wait to get started.
You're doing this along with Colby Haltzer, teammate with Florida. How does it feel to do this along with another Florida Gator?
It's been great. We drove here together. We've had a lot of fun here this summer, so I can't wait to play with them today.
Coming all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina to play baseball in Falmouth, Massachusetts. What was the idea of coming to play ball up here? Why Cape Cod?
Cape Cod, it has the best college athletes out here, and I just wanted to get some good exposure,
Been having a great season so far. An ERA under 1.5. You're leading the league among active pitchers. You hear a stat line like that. How does that make you feel knowing we're going into the final stretch of the season?
To be honest, it's a little pressure to keep it up, but I'm just trying to do what I've always been doing, and it's just baseball. Just go out there and play.
Exactly, right? But you've started, you've relieved. Which one do you like and why?
Honestly, starting. I get a little bit more time off. I get a better routine, before I go out and pitch, so I think starting for sure.
Starting? Yeah. I remember you telling me you thought relieving was great like a couple of days ago. What changed?
The time off. Give my arm a rest. Give my arm a rest.
That's a good point from Philip Abner. So I've been talking about predictions with each and every other Falmouth All-Star there has been. What is Philip Abner going to do tonight?
All right. Pitch in the third inning.
Okay.
2 strikeouts, 1 ground out.
Third inning, 2 Ks, 1 ground out. That's what Philip Abner is looking for. We're going to find out if he's going to be able to do that at 6:05, first pitch right here in Wareham, Massachusetts. That's Philip Abner. I'm Trey Redfield. The All-Star game coming up soon.
Well, back here at Guv Fuller Field, Grant Taylor's day is done. 3 2/3, 3 hits. The run category is still empty because the runner at third, Drew Brutcher, does belong to him. He walked 2 batters and struck out 5. He yields to Luke Jewett of the UCLA Bruins, a Cape League All-Star this year, a 2-0 record, a 1.76 ERA. 8 games, 15 1/3 of work. He's struck out 17. He's walked 7 and has given up 12 hits.
That's not a bad stat line. And he comes in an opportunity here to keep it a 3-2 game. But if I'm Josiah Cromwell, I'm attacking early. If he's going to get out of it early, Jewett, so be it. But if I'm Cromwell, find it and deal. I mean, this is a matchup that of Oregon and UCLA, they scored a lot of runs in the Pac-12 tournament. Was that right, or was it Oregon State?
That was Oregon State, as it's cut on a miss for strike number 1 to Cromwell. That was, oh man, that was a game.
Was it 29-28?
It was 28-26, I believe, was the final score of that game. I remember watching that live.
That was epic.
That was a crazy one, and then they had to play another game that night because double elimination.
Right, in the Pac-12.
0-1 to Cromwell, gets in there, nothing in 2. Cromwell today 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. But yes, Oregon and UCLA do see each other twice in the regular season. They usually go up to Eugene once and then over to Century City, I should say, once as well. 0-2 pitch, Cromwell. Looks at ball 1 outside, 1-2. Brutcher is over there at third. He reached on a 1-out double. He advanced on a tag up, I should say, on a fly out off the bat of Jacob Walsh that was loud. And it just kept hanging. Beautiful night here at Guv Fuller Field as the count's at 1-2. Cromwell looks at ball 2 outside. Well, the Commodores are at Bourne tomorrow to take on the Bourne Braves, and they're at Wareham on Monday. Then back here for the season finale of the regular season, I should say. The playoffs would begin on August 4th. 2-2. Chopped off himself and out of play. We'll do it again. The Y-D Red Sox will have Fernando Gonzalez due up again in the top of the 7th inning. He'll get another at bat because of the brilliant play by this man in the batter's box, Josiah Cromwell, where he gunned down Zach Liu. Nolan Moore getting some lengthy time in that dugout to come on in the top of the 7th. The 2-2 again. Counts full. Good AB here by Cromwick.
And while Moore sits in there, you know, it's really important to have him sit in there for a reason. Tack on some runs. Haven't done that since the first inning. All 3 of those runs that you see on your screen for Falmouth came in the bottom of the first inning off the bat of Drew Brutcher.
On a payoff pitch, Cromwick belts this one down the line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It gets down and one hops the wall. Brutcher will score. Josiah Cromwick, his first extra base hit of the season, makes it 4-2 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Massive. What did I say? Have your pitcher sit for a reason. Don't do all this to just strand guys and put up nothing on the scoreboard. Josiah Cromwick got what he liked on that pitch. Left it too much over the plate was Jewett, and Cromwick took advantage. And now it's up to Collins to keep it going. A guy that hits for a lot of power and can find gaps, especially the right center field one. It's pretty open right now, Logan, with the triangle out there in right center field here at the Guv.
Now here's Corey Collins. Grant Taylor's day in line is officially final. Does give up 1 run, an earned run. First pitch to Collins. Misses low, 1-0. And how about that at bat by Cromwick? Fell behind, fouled some pitches off, took some pitches he didn't like, and did just what he needed to do. Collins has himself a double today. That was in the 4th. On a 1-0 pitch, Collins checks his swing. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. 5th RBI on the season for Cromwick. And we saw this lineup. I believe it was, I might have been talking to Carter, but we all have the same brain. Saw the lineup from Jeff Trundy today. Collins in the 9 spot DHing. That's a good tactic.
It is. And honestly, it's surprising that it is because normally you never hear a designated hitter batting 9. But
absolutely.
The way that the Commodores have been rolling this season, that's totally fine.
2-0. That's in there for strike 1, 2-1. Well, the most dangerous 9-1 putout I can think of is Hyannis's Riku Nishida and Mitch Jebb.
It's not even close.
It's insane because he got 1 speedster in the box, and then he got another, and Mitch Jebb, who hit a home run last night. Hyannis doesn't hit that many.
No, and that was Mitch Jebb's first homer of the season.
2-1. Collins chops 1 foul, 2-2. So a big shift again for the Red Sox. Nolan Moore is getting actually loose over there by that bullpen. He's just standing up and stretching around because you said have him sit for a reason, and now that he's got an extra run to work with, can maybe move around and be a little more comfortable. Y-D will have 9, 1, and 2 due up in the top of the 7th. 2-2. Count full again. Back-to-back batters. Collins is waiting for that pitch he likes.
You can be picky. You can be smart, too. Collins is both of them. As the season has gone along, he's been more disciplined. Whether it's his 2-strike approach, whether he's swinging at pitches that are balls, I mean, he's improved as the season has gone along. He's choked up on the bat here on a 3-2 count.
On a payoff pitch, Collins pops it up. Shallow right field. Making the catch is the shortstop, Woody Hadeen. And that's the end of the 6th inning. 4-2 the score. Falmouth on top. Trey Redfield has got you the rest of the way with a special guest in the top of the 7th.
Do your best cartwheel.
I'm not a gymnast. I think I'd pull something if I did a cartwheel.
Would you rather be able to fly or be invisible?
I'm going to go with fly, honestly. I think flying would be pretty cool. Be able to be up in the air around everybody, you know, fly with some birds. Be pretty cool stuff, Carson.
Okay, Anders, now do your best and favorite dance move.
And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air. Yeah. Welcome back to Guv Fuller Field. The Commodores in front of the Red Sox by a score of 4-2 going into the top of the 7th inning. And I have a special guest with me. To my right is Sean Oldred, our Director of Broadcasting for the Falmouth Commodores, who, before coming on the air, you told me that you've never watched a game from this spot. Now you're here. Feels pretty cool, right?
Yeah, second year here, and this is the first time I've been up here and actually seen the field like during the game. Last year was on the field as a camera person. This year behind you guys as our director, so it's kind of crazy to be up here for the first time, but I'm excited about it.
And you've been doing a great job this season. Always a pleasure to have you in our
Appreciate
ears, making
that.
us look good. I mean, you're the best, man. You're the best. Always a pleasure. So Nolan Moore is on for his second inning of work, and he's one of these Commodores that have been here, has come back, and he's not a second-year Commodore, but there have been a couple on this team that you saw last year. Who is a Commodore that would you say is your favorite, comparing those who were here last year?
Oh, that's a good question. I love Braden Taylor. Obviously, Braden didn't stick around for too long this summer. One of my favorites from last year, Jace Borfin would be the other guy. I mean, nobody swings the bat harder than he does. Great, making contact, hitting with power. He seems to do it all, so he would definitely be one.
First pitch from Nolan Moore to Fernando Gonzalez is sent out to center field. Pinkney dives, and he makes the grab. Oh, a web gem from the Alabama center fielder.
What a grab by Andrew
Pinckney. Goodness, I know, right? And you've done some broadcasting at UMass, too. And you've done some play-by-play and color. What's your color hit on that one, partner?
I mean, great jump. Saw the ball well. Made a great read, great route to the ball, and, made a great diving catch. So
now here's Homer Bush, whose dad was a New York Yankee. That's your favorite baseball team, but you're from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So why in the world are you a Yankee fan?
Got some family from Jersey. That's kind of the tie-in. My dad, big Yankees fan. And just kind of got passed down. Followed the Yankees very closely. It's been a fun year to watch them.
It's been one heck of a year.
Yeah, it's 60-plus wins now at this point. I don't know where they are exactly.
As unfortunate as it sounds coming from the Red Sox fan. It's now 3-0 on Bush. But, you mentioned you being the Yankee fan, but Fenway Park is your favorite ballpark, isn't it?
It is.
And why is that?
I mean, coming from Massachusetts, growing up in Massachusetts, it was a lot of trips to Fenway to see the Red Sox play because they were closer, just to get out to see good baseball. The Red Sox over my lifetime have been pretty good, so got to see a lot of good games there. A few playoff games, and every time the Yankees are in town, it seems like my dad and I try and make it up there to see at least one game a year, usually more.
Why is directing more of a favorite for you than play-by-play?
Directing, I don't know. I'm not a huge, fan of maybe hearing my own voice all the time. I got into play-by-play. This is only my first year really still doing this. It'll be a year in the fall. I started at UMass last fall calling some football. I did the production side of things last summer here in Falmouth. Kind of grew to love that. Like kind of being in control of everything. That's kind of my MO, I think. Just enjoyed it, decided to stick with it. Do that at school too.
Hadeen sends one out to right field. Brutcher on the run. He can't get it, and it gets by him. Trickling all the way out of play and into the bleachers. Bush coming around third, coming home to score. They haven't called it yet. Now time is called. Miscommunication from the umpires. So now what do you do here? All the runners came in to score, including the hitter Hadeen. I'm assuming, Sean, that they're going to go with Bush at third base and Hadeen at second. You saw what I did. You know these ground rules probably better than I do, knowing you were here last year.
Yeah.
How does someone rule that?
I would say runners on second and third here. Nobody comes in and scores. The umpires get this correct, which, hopefully they do here. That should be the call.
So miscommunication from John Shaheen. Mark Delaney, the home plate umpire, was trying to tell his first base umpire, hey, put your hands up. That ball was going out of play. So it puts Bush on third and Hadeen at second. But now, the Commodores are in trouble. This is a team that only won 4 home games this season so far, and last year struggled at home too. What's it been like with these home struggles and seeing it firsthand?
Yeah, it's been tough, obviously, to watch them struggle at home, but they try and mix it up. The boys are excited tonight. They love the black jerseys. Break them back out at home.
It's first time we're seeing this combo.
Yeah, alternate hats. Love the alternate hats that they wear.
They wore those last year too, right?
They did. They wore them for one game last year at the end of the season to try and kind of mix things up. I think I'm a big fan of this kind of color combination.
Yeah, something Jay Sportsman was telling me, the guy that you really like who's in left field tonight, he was telling me that this is probably, actually, it is his favorite combo. So 4-2 is your score. The Commodores in front of the Red Sox right now. The go-ahead runner is at the plate in Braden Montgomery, who had himself an RBI triple in the third inning. Landry having a conversation with his infield, Mark Delaney, about to break it up. What do you think, Sean? Did they stay with more here?
I would stay with Moore here. He's got good stuff. I think you've got all the confidence in the world in him based on the way he's been pitching, recently. Stick with him, ride it out, just take it at-bat by at-bat here for Nolan Moore.
Yeah, he's 2-0 on the year, 4.76 ERA, making his 4th appearance. And he's taking on this guy at the plate, Braden Montgomery. 1 for 3 today with that triple like I mentioned. Yes, Homer Bush on third, and over at second is Woody Hedin, who's having one heck of a day at the plate in his first game as a Y-D Red Sox. First pitch from Moore. Swing and a miss, strike 1. What would you say is your favorite thing about Falmouth, Sean?
Oh, there's so many great things about Falmouth. Growing up in Massachusetts, came to the Cape a lot, growing up, vacationing here. Falmouth's one of the places my family would stay, and last 2 years, absolutely fell in love with it. The people are incredible. The ballpark's incredible. So many great places to eat in Falmouth, too.
It's now 1-1 on Montgomery.
Best beaches, too.
Oh,
best
100%.
beaches on the Cape.
So you say best beaches. Out of the quote-unquote best beaches, which one is the best of the best and why?
In Falmouth, it's tough. Falmouth Heights is great. Shore
really
Drive
like
is great.
Heights, yeah.
Old Silver might be personal favorite of mine this summer. Felt like I spent more time there than maybe anywhere else.
It's now 1-2 on Montgomery, and you're also the camp counselor as well when you're not here. What's that like?
Being a camp counselor is quite the experience. Some of the guys are camp counselors. Here that are on the field for the Commodores clinics, you hear all about those in our PSAs.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
It's certainly interesting. The kids keep you entertained, keep you on your toes all the time.
Seems like a lot of fun. It seems like you're having a great time.
It's a great time.
1-2 to Montgomery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cromwell lost it. Peeks over at third, throws the first to secure the strikeout for Moore. There's one gone here in the 7th. The Commodores still trying to get out of this jam. There's 2 gone, excuse me. Sometimes you get too excited to have your director in the booth with you. You forget how many outs there are.
Yeah, it's certainly exciting being up here for the first time with all you guys.
Absolutely.
It's been such a great crew we've had this year from, the 3 of broadcasters, our beat reporter, Tommy Mumau, to my left, everybody behind me, Ellie Fideli, Brendan Capozzi.
So it makes you think, it was Sean's up here, who's our director. Who's the one running the show right now? It's actually Ellie Fideli, who does production work at Purdue University. She's going to be a rising sophomore there. She's doing a really good job with her work this season as a videographer, getting some directing work as well. It's been good stuff from Ellie this year. It's now 1-1 on Hayden Schott. Has himself a single today, but has an opportunity here to tie things up with just one swing of the bat. But Sean, you were a guy that did some directing last year as well. How important was that for your job going into this year?
Incredibly important. Be familiar with kind of the layout of our specific booth, all the buttons, all the toys we've got back there. It's a little bit different everywhere you go. My setup at school is a little bit different than my setup here. So I think being familiar with it, last year, coming in this year, gave me a huge leg up to just kind of go in, start rolling right when the season started.
You knew exactly what to do right at the start of the year during orientation. Props to you on that, my friend. 1-1, comes in. It's a swing and a miss for strike 2. There's that 74-mile-an-hour pitch again that Moore's been rocking with. That changeup, this time going high with it. He's a controlled pitcher, and he's using it to his advantage right now. 1 strike away from getting out of a jam. Commodores, if they win today, they're back in the playoffs for the first time since 2019. 1-2 from Moore. Foul to the left side. We'll do it again. But the baseball fanatic that you are, I think you can answer this question. What does Moore need to go with this pitch? You're getting everything today. You're getting interviewed and you're getting some color hits. I'm making sure you stay loose for next year, my friend.
I know. It's great stuff, Trey. You always, are able to keep me on my toes here.
Always. I got your back.
If you're Moore here, his change-up's been great tonight. I think you mentioned he's a control pitcher. Just try and paint the corners here. Stick with what and let's see it.
A grounder over to second base. Halter collects, fires, and Moore gets out of the jam. Show the emotion. Why don't you, Nolan? You have your team in front still as we go into the bottom of the 7th inning. The top of the order coming up. Time to stretch. We'll be back soon.
And can you draw your college logo? Nice.
There we go.
I can
That's
see
actually
it.
good. That's
I can
actually
see
really
it.
good.
Oh my goodness, so bad. That's good.
That's pretty good.
That is good.
I love how flames go.
But I can try to give you a frog. Looks more like a pig than a frog. That's no frog. That's
wrong.
bad. That's more like a. That's bad.
I know it's got like a weird. Wow. Okay. Yeah. No. I can't draw the basic one. Okay. Do not judge me, please. Very stressed. Okay. Ready?
Yep. Yeah.
Are they playing? I don't really want to be right here when they're playing. Okay. Do I go? Alright. Do I go? God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Welcome back to Guv Fuller Field. The Commodores in front by a score of 4-2 as we head into the bottom of the 7th inning. It's Luke Jewett that is on for his 2nd inning of work. He's through an inning and a third right now. He's actually through 2/3 of an inning, excuse me. No, 1/3. Goodness, the math is all over me. But I do know this. Sean Oldred is back in the booth for another half inning. He's our director of broadcasting here for the Commodores as Mooney goes after the first pitch, belts it to left field. The Commodores have a 5-2 lead.
What a blast by Alex Mooney. You knew that one was gone off the bat. I think he knew it was gone off the bat. The left fielder knew it was gone. What a play.
Alex Mooney with 5 home runs on the year, all of them coming right here at Guv Fuller Field. Moondog with the moon shot. Down the Falmouth Tunnel he goes. You want to get a ticket? You got to hit a home run. Mooney just had one of those, and it now brings up Colby Halter. Man, that was a shot. And this guy's been doing it too. He has 7 home runs on the year. That leads the Cape League.
It's been crazy to watch 2 of them at the top of this order this year. Such a treat for, us this whole entire year to watch these 2 guys compete, play at such a high level.
You call games and you direct baseball. What is your favorite sport to do on the broadcasting side, whether it's production or serving as a talent?
Oh, being talent, I would definitely say basketball. I love calling basketball. I call UMass men's basketball. Going to call some women's basketball this year. Should be fun. On the production side, I love doing baseball.
Nice.
How can you not be romantic about baseball? It's a great sport to watch.
So, on the baseball subject, what is your favorite baseball movie?
It's Moneyball, in case you couldn't tell.
Good one. Bovee has it at third base. Throws the first. Halter gets in safely. Colby Halter going away from the shift on the right side of the infield. Gets aboard with an infield single. His second single tonight. Look at him having a smile on his face, too.
I know.
That was a bang-bang play, but Halter's speed helped him beat it out there. I mean, that's something that you and I have gotten to see firsthand this season. But now we're bringing up a guy in Jace Borfin, who you said was your favorite Commodore, one of your favorite Commodores in the top half. Why is that?
Jace just plays the game, the right way, which is such a cliche, but it's so true. I feel like when I watch him, plays the game hard, aggressively, competes every time he's out in the field. And, I mean, it's fun to watch him play, day in and day out.
So 1-0 the count on Jace. Colby Halter leads off first. Jewett with the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Count even. Beautiful night here at the Guv. Absolutely stunning. Is there a Cape Sky that you remember that is your favorite, or can you not pick one? There have been too many.
I mean, it's the Guv, and then it's everywhere else, in my personal opinion. Chatham's a great ballpark to go to.
That one gets away from the first baseman, Connor. Rounding second and going for third is Halter. Picking it up is Montgomery. He throws it into the infield. The Commodores keep on rolling here in the bottom of the 7th. But finish that thought.
Yeah. Where were we? What were we talking about?
Chatham is up there.
Chatham's up there. Orleans is up there. I think Cotuit would be my 2, though. Cotuit's a great place. Great place to watch a game. Has those old wooden bleachers. It's just fun. It's a good spot, and I love the rivalry between Falmouth and Cotuit. The 4th of July games are great. Watching the 2 of them play. It's a lot of fun. Got some friends that live in Cotuit. They always like to, head to those games. It's always fun to meet up with them there. So I would definitely say Cotuit's probably my number 2 after the Guv.
And then you would say 3 is Chatham.
3 is probably Chatham, and then Orleans. I'd put the 2 of them right up there with each other.
So here's Andrew Pinckney coming up with runners at the corners and nobody out. First pitch, strike 1. So Falmouth, Cotuit, Chatham, Orleans. Who's your 5th? Finish out the top 5.
Probably Bourne. I like going to Bourne. Doran Park's, I like going there. I feel like I've been there a lot, too.
Yeah.
It was probably has a factor in it. Yeah, it's a quick trip, which is, also nice on our end.
Pinckney fouls off the 0-1. It's now 0-2. So, Sean, if the Commodores win tonight, they are in the playoffs. That's something you did not get to see last year. What's something you're looking forward to if Falmouth gets it done tonight and makes it to the postseason, if they get it done here? I don't want to jinx anything, but what's the one thing you're most looking forward to with postseason baseball if Falmouth can win tonight?
I was talking to one of our videographers as that ball's popped up.
Yeah, in the center field, Bush coming in. He slides. He can't get it. Halter comes in to score. An RBI single for Andrew Pinckney, and Falmouth extends its lead to 4. They just keep on rolling.
Keep rolling. The doors are hot. They've played a great, back half of the season here. So many of these guys, kind of found their rhythm, found their groove. When all these Cape League teams lost guys to the draft, or innings limits, it felt like a lot of these Commodores guys have stuck around this summer. They've got a great team, top to bottom. They can really make some noise in the playoffs, Trey.
But you were saying about the playoffs, what's the one thing you're most looking forward to?
I was talking to Carson Depp, one of our videographers, earlier today. Postseason baseball is unmatched. I don't think anything tops it. I'm excited to get postseason baseball in, August will be great. Don't have to wait until the MLB playoffs in October and November. So just excited to watch postseason baseball. The moments just mean a little bit more.
McKenzie shows bunt, pulls it back. It's ball 1. The Commodores would be in the postseason for the first time since 2019 when they won the Western Division title. The last time they made it to the championship was against the guys on the other side, a 2-1 series loss to the Y-D Red Sox, where Kevin Smith was the series MVP. McKenzie ahead 1-0 at the plate. Shows bunt again, pulls back. It's ball 2. Something about these Commodores bunting all the time. They like to do small ball as much as they can. Was that something you saw a lot last year too?
I feel like I've seen more of it this year, maybe more so than last year. I think Trundy's, aggressive and likes to score runs, so he's going to try and do so, when he can. And when you look at their lineup, based on where they are, sometimes a bunt's needed. Anthony McKenzie's got pretty good speed, definitely could beat something down. Lay something down and beat it out at first.
You've had Tommy Mumau here along with you, our web writer, the last 2 years. What's it like to do this along with Tommy? You guys have a good connection. That was our first opening the door of the season. It was episode 0 that we had on our YouTube channel. What's that connection been like with Tommy in these past 2 summers?
It's been great. Tommy's the absolute best. He's very talented. Writing, the amount of work he does, on and off the field is incredible. All the writing is pretty amazing. I know I couldn't do that night in and night out like he does. And having him back was such a treat this year. It's great to have that connection from last year. Just be able to have a familiar face when we walked through the door was awesome. And, he's the best. I mean, Tommy's the best. He's the nicest person in the whole world. So glad that Tommy came back this year. We remember talking about having that conversation with him at the end of last year about coming back. So glad it actually happened.
McKenzie finally lays down the bunt on the left side. Will it stay fair? It will. Oh, what a beauty from Anthony McKenzie. That could not have been any better, and the bases are now loaded with nobody out, and here comes Jacob Walsh.
Drew Brutcher.
Just kidding, Drew Brutcher. LOL. But at the same time, that doesn't take away from the fact that McKenzie just laid down a picture-perfect bunt. But back to Tommy. I mean, this is a guy who last year had himself an article posted through the Boston Globe. It's actually up here in Pat's loft right now in a frame. That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
And you get to, working alongside someone, that's got to be great. And running it back this year with him, I bet, has been one heck of a treat.
Yeah, it absolutely has been.
First pitch to Drew Brutcher, not Jacob Walsh. It's strike 1. Brutcher goes after it, couldn't find it. So it's Borfin on third, McPinkney on second. Brutcher is on first. Brutcher, is at the plate. My goodness, I cannot figure out where Drew Brutcher is. Go me, right? Go me. Falmouth ready to erupt if Brutcher can put this one into play. 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. What's something different from last year's intern group to this year's intern group that sticks out to you?
They're both great groups. We had some very, very talented people here last year. They deserve all the credit. They showed me the ropes and everything. I think they were a huge part of making sure that this intern group knew what they were doing. I can't say enough positive things about both of those separate groups. A little bit different personalities, but both a lot of fun to be around. Being at the field, being off the field. We hung out a lot last year. We hang out a lot this year. Right. Outside of the Guv, outside of baseball. So it's been great to just meet a lot of people, make new friends. And have these connections now for life that we spent this summer together on the Cape.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? 0-2 pitch comes in, and he gets Brutcher on strikes. Down on 3 pitches, Drew goes, and now comes up Jacob Walsh.
Now batting, the first baseman from Oregon, number 33, Jacob Walsh.
Good opportunity here to explode this one, right?
Be a great opportunity for Jacob Walsh. Somebody who clearly has the power to get one out of here.
Definitely. But something I was going to mention to you, last year you guys didn't have a Fenway Day. This year we did. What was it like to go into Fenway Park and watching the Commodores work out?
It was very cool. Fenway Day was definitely one of the things I marked on my calendar this year. And knowing that we didn't have it last year, we're able to get to Fenway a few times last year for games and all that. But this year it's been Fenway Day was incredible. Just be able to walk around the field. You know, the Yankees and the Red Sox played the night before we went. You know, watching that game and then being on the field the next day, kind of crazy to know you're standing where, you know, Rafael Devers and Aaron Judge were playing the night before.
Right. That was a game that the Red Sox actually won against the Yankees. It's shocking to hear that. But I remember you were talking to Tommy that, you know, you wanted to get a picture with him with the AL East standings. Did you end up getting that picture?
We didn't end up getting that picture.
Man.
It was tough. Our field access was a little limited at points, but you know, we wanted to show off that I think the Yankees were 15 games up in the division at that point.
And they're still up by that much, I think, somewhere around there. I think it's 12 now. But
yeah.
Either way, the Yanks will probably be on their way to winning the East. 0-2 to Walsh. Bouncer to the right side. He stays alive with the bases loaded.
Energy at the Guv tonight's great, Trey.
It is. You know, there was a couple of days back against Harwich. You know, it seemed like everyone and their mother just left after that 11-7 loss. You know, the amount of runs that Harwich put up in the 6th inning, that eruption, it just sucked the life out of the Falmouth crowd. But not really much of the case here. Everyone awaiting to see what Jacob Walsh can do on an 0-2 count with the bases loaded. Jewett kicks and fires. A bouncer over to the right side at second base. Backhanded by Lou. The toss to second to 1. Over to first for 2. It's a double play. That's a tough break for the Doors. 4-6-3 it goes on the double play, but Falmouth tacks on 2 more, and that concludes our time in the booth with Sean Oldred. Sean, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on, Trey.
Always making us look good and being the best. You
guys,
rock, my friend.
You guys have done all the work this summer, but it's been a pleasure to work with all of you guys.
We appreciate you. Logan Soforenko will join me for the top of the 8th. 6-2 your score, Doors in front.
Hey there, Commodore fans. Thanks for joining us and cheering on your Falmouth Commodores. Want to take a break from the action? Come make a visit to the merchandise booth. Check us out behind home plate. We have a bunch of new designs for you to purchase, from hats to shirts, jerseys, crew necks, wine glasses, and even baby bibs. You think of it, we probably have it. From youth sizes to even adult double XLs. We have everything you need for family and friends. Be sure to come say hello and get a piece of Falmouth merch. Make a trip before we close up shop in the 9th inning. See you soon, and roll Doors.
Back for more here at Guv Fuller Field, and for the Commodores, they have an even bigger lead, up 6-2 on the Red Sox going into the top of the 8th inning with Logan Soforenko and our field reporter Carter Bainbridge. I'm Trey Redfield. Luke Malone is about to begin his outing. Logan, what can you tell us about the UTSA Roadrunner?
Well, before I tell you about our guy Luke Malone, but you got to give credit to Nolan Moore. Nolan Moore got it done out of the bullpen, but Luke Malone, the thing that he has settled down ever since the first batter he faced was in Hyannis just about a week and a half ago. It was a Rocco Pepe solo home run, but he's settled down since then. 2-2 record on the season, 3 walks. He's struck out 3, 7 2/3 of work he's given up, 11 hits, and making his 5th appearance on the season. But he's been in this middle part of the bullpen, and that means he gets quite a few decisions to his name. And that can be a good or a bad thing.
So Nolan Moore going 2 innings pitched, giving up 2 hits, along with no earned runs. He walked 1 and struck out 3. So let's find out what Malone can do. Right-handed pitcher out of Texas San Antonio, where he was first-team Conference USA member. He was mainly a starter for UTSA. Had a couple of saves over in San Antonio. Let's find out what Malone does here. He's mainly been a reliever for the Commodores. He's 2-2 on the year, an ERA at 12.91. He's looking for that first outing, this one being his 5th on the year, where he has not given up an earned run. Last time out was against Harwich, where he gave up 5 earned runs in an inning and 2/3 pitched, resulting in an 11-7 loss to the Mariners. First pitch to Caden Connors, strike 1. Well, the Commodores have to make the postseason on their own end. The Wareham Gatemen just took down the Katuah Cavaliers as Connor sends one in the left field for a leadoff base hit. But Wareham with the win keeps its hopes alive for now. If Falmouth wins tonight, then it won't have to worry. The Commodores will be in the playoffs.
And that'd be real interesting to see how that game on Monday night is going to be handled, because it's going to be Wareham and Falmouth at Spillane. That game could mean nothing for either squad.
Be huge if the Commodores can hang on to this one tonight. Here in the top of the 8th inning, up by 4. Here's Mike Bovee. Looks at strike one on the outer half. Bovee today has himself a single. That came in his first at-bat in the second. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Malone looks at first base where Connor stands. It's now 1-1 on Bovee.
How about that talking to Sean Oldred, huh? What a character.
Malone working from the stretch. Kicks and fires. Too low. Ball 2.
Got a chance to listen to his basketball play-by-play during the school year. Pretty talented broadcaster, Sean Oldred.
He rocks. He can do it all.
Did stuff for UMass.
Yeah, he's the sports director at WMUA. You know, he's doing everything he can, Sean Oldred. We love that guy. 2-1, grounded up the middle, through for a base hit. Y-D moving from station to station. Connor going to second. Bovee aboard with his second single tonight.
All of a sudden, Josh Stewart is starting to warm up in that Falmouth Commodore bullpen. Because got to give credit to Juaron Watts-Brown for giving you 5 innings, because that means the bullpen can utilize a little bit of what they have. Put some people in.
If that result sticks where it is right now, 6-2 your score, then Juaron Watts-Brown will be 3-3 on the season. He did what he could tonight in 5 innings pitched, striking out 7 batters. So now here comes Zach Liu. Has himself a single tonight, but last time he was up, he did have that single, but was caught stealing, trying to take third base. Liu shows bunt. Too high, ball 1.
Didn't want to bunt that breaking ball. Liu's been a tough out today. 3 at-bats, only been retired once. He walked on 4 pitches in the second, grounded out in the 4th, and singled in the 6th, but was gunned down by Cromwell at 3rd.
The corner's in. McKenzie and Walsh at first and third and first, respectively. 1-0. Luke shows bunt again. McKenzie on the left side. Fires the first where Halter stands. It's a 5-4 put out over there at first base. Runners advancing to second and third, Connor and Bovee.
How about the footwork by Colby Halter over there at first? Throws a little bit behind the bag and demonstrated some nice stuff there.
So now brings up Gunnar Antillion, New Mexico State Aggie, who was a part of the team that made it to the Cornwallis Regional against Oregon State. Coming into tonight, Antillion is 4 for 17 in 8 games played. Cromwell going to talk things over with Malone with 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. If Falmouth pulls it off tonight, it's in the postseason. Something that has not been since 2019. And the last time the Commodores made it to the championship series, they lost to this Y-D Red Sox squad. Before that, 2014, lost to the Y-D Red Sox 2-1. You know who's the MVP of that series?
Who was?
Walker Buehler.
Oh, wow. There you go.
And then
different Commodore there, though, the Vandy boy.
Yes. As Mike Landry comes out to talk, another discussion will be made, and this one will feature Josh Stewart coming in for Malone. A quick outing for Luke, just 1 inning pitched, giving up a couple of hits, walking none, and striking out none. That run category is still open. Josh Stewart coming in, find out what he can do with 2 on and 1 gone here in the top of the 8th. 6-2 your score, Falmouth in front when we come back.
House of Falmouth Commodore, be sure to sign up to become a host family today. Hosting a Cape League player can be very rewarding. Players connect and bond with the families, often forming lifelong relationships. Please remember that every Commodores player is bound and governed by NCAA rules and regulations. In order to maintain their collegiate athletic ability, host families receive a weekly allowance from the Falmouth Commodores to help cover player expenses. Host families are not required to provide transportation to players. The Falmouth Commodores are very grateful to the wonderful families that host our players each and every year. If you are interested in hosting a Falmouth Commodores player for the summer, contact our housing coordinator, Lisa Smuda, at lisatz143@comcast.net. For more information, visit our website at falmouthcommodores.com. Thank you for supporting our players, and roll doors.
Luke Malone could only retire one batter here in the top of the 8th inning, and he paves way to Josh Stewart, Logan, who is in a little bit of a jam right now.
Yeah, but he's been the guy that the Commodores have relied on out of the bullpen. 1-0 record, a sub-1 ERA that currently sits at .65. 9 appearances coming into today. Does have a save, 13 2/3. He's only walked 2 batters, and he's only given up 1 earned run on the season. He's given up 6 base hits, and he's given up a couple runs that didn't belong to him. That's been part of his role. He's obviously had some clean innings, but they're going to look for him to perhaps finish this game.
Boy, would that be something. Josh Stewart coming in for 5 outs. It's not a save opportunity right now with Stewart and the Commodores up by 4 on the Red Sox. Runners at second and third with 1 out. It's Gunnar Antillian coming up to the plate for the second time tonight. Last time he was up, he went down swinging.
No, they're actually going to put Cole Kerrigan.
Yeah, they are.
The Aztec, the all-star center fielder.
Carrig was not in the starting lineup tonight and now getting an opportunity to cut into this deficit. Just one single could potentially cut it in half. So Carrig this season has had a pretty good one. 42 of 129, 1 home run, 17 RBIs. Batting average at .326. The last 5 games that he started, he's 6 for 18. Switch hitter going into the left-handed batter's box where he's hitting a little bit under 300.
He's played in every position this year, too. He'll just come in the DH role today.
He's the definition of the utility position here on Cape Cod, isn't he? As the first pitch from Stewart is strike 1. No, it's not. It's ball 1.
Just like Corey Collins, he's listed as a catcher on their roster. Did a little catching with San Diego State.
The 1-0. A grounder up the middle. Mooney collects on the run. Throws the first. He gets him. 1 run comes in to score. Moving over to third is Bovee. Connor the one touching home plate. It's now 6-3 Falmouth with 2 gone here in the 8th.
And that's impressive by Mooney because if that thing gets through, that's trouble. 100%. And correct me if I'm wrong, if we go into the 9th inning, which, I mean, that's how baseball works, something would be a save opportunity for anyone that would come in.
It's now a save opportunity. That's correct. So that run being given to Malone. He's still responsible for Mike Bovey's over on third base. So the only batter that Josh Stewart is responsible for right now is that guy on your screen, Fernando Gonzalez, the Georgia Bulldog, who is 0 for 3 today with a couple of strikeouts, but he also has a run scored. Swings and misses at strike 1. The reason why,
slider.
Yeah, that was nasty. But the reason why Gonzalez has that run scored was because the strikeout wasn't completed in the 5th. Gonzalez was the 1 run that Y-D put up in the top of the 5th inning. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Tell you what, Stewart can bring it.
It's impressive. He commands himself with so much presence. Just a freshman this past year. This guy's ready.
Stewart kicks and fires. Outside, ball 1.
Takes his time, doesn't work too fast. You like to say it a lot, he likes to control his game. He does.
That's something pitchers should do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Most of the time it works out in their favor. Let's find out if it does here for Josh. Line drive, left center field, over the head of Mooney. Coming in to score is Bovee. It's now 6-4 Falmouth with 2 gone here in the 8th inning.
Well, now Luke Malone's line is final. 1/3 of an inning pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, no walks and no strikeouts. So now top of the lineup and Homer Bush Jr., and you got to give credit to Gonzalez right there, 0 for 3 before that single. Just a 2-run game now, and Y-D, they need this win because Brewster, they're on their tails, and they could catch the Red Sox.
So here's Homer Bush, choked up on the bat in the right-handed batter's box, looks at strike 1. So an RBI single from Gonzalez, now at the top of the order for the 5th time tonight. Bush is 1 for 3 with a walk. 0-1. Strike 2.
So now is Joey Ryan going to enter the conversation coming in this game?
Well, the answer right now is no. There's no one in that bullpen. But Y-D with the win today can clinch the Eastern Division. Falmouth with a win on its own end will make the playoffs for the first time since 2019. 0-2 from Stewart. Outside, ball 1.
And the Bourne Braves, they could get some ground on Katuitt and Hyannis because Hyannis and Katuitt, they both lost today. Hyannis not final. They're in the bottom of the 8th, but down by 3. Bourne just 2 points out of first.
1-2 from Stewart. Fouled back. We'll do it again.
We talked about Bourne last week. We were just 1 point behind the Bourne Braves, and the Bravos just kicked it up a notch. Want that West title again.
Gonzalez on first. Stewart comes set. The 1-2 to Bush. In the dirt. Blocked by Cromwick. The count is even.
He's done that a lot today, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
A lot of blocks from Cromwick. He's had a good day back there.
Bush was an all-star reserve, and coming into tonight, he was 4 of 11 with an RBI against the Commodores. Has an opportunity to cut into this lead here at the plate. 2-2 the count with 2 gone. Stewart deals. Grounder to the left side. McKenzie goes to second, pretty easy out, and that's how the top of the 8th ends. Y-D tacks on a pair. We go to the bottom half where Cromwick, Collins, and Mooney are due up for the doors when we come back.
My favorites. Proud to be an American.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
And what's your favorite breakfast food?
Oh, my favorite on the West Coast. I don't know if it's a thing back east, but Spam.
Wheels or doors?
I think wheels, honestly, because you use wheels like more than I feel like you would use doors, because if you're moving things around, more than likely it's on a wheel.
Welcome back to Guv Fuller Field. The Commodores ahead of the Red Sox by a score of 6-4 as we head into the bottom of the 8th inning. With Logan Soforenko and our field reporter Carter Bainbridge, I'm Trey Redfield. So glad you're sticking with us tonight for the Doors and Sox. Logan, Luke Jewett is on for more. He's going to be facing Cromwick, Collins, and Mooney. How does he get around those 3?
Oh, he's got to focus on getting some consecutive outs. He has yet to do that today. A lot of base hits, gave up the solo shot. He did strike out a batter. It was Drew Brutcher on 4 pitches, and he never trailed in that count, but he's got to get consecutive outs and keep this thing to now within striking distance for the Red Sox as they trail by just 2.
Y-D put up 1 in the 3rd, another in the 5th, and 2 in this top half. Falmouth, on the other hand, put up 3 of its runs in the 1st, 1 in the 6th, and 2 in the 7th. So here's Josiah Cromwick, the catcher out of Oregon, who had himself a double last time up. And like you said on your play-by-play call, partner, that was his first extra base hit of the season.
Oh, he was due, wasn't he? Got a great swing.
First pitch to Josiah, strike 1. Cromwick coming into tonight was hitting a little under 200 at 192 with 4 RBIs. Now he's up to 5 with that double that he had in the 6th. He's now down 0-2.
That was a disgusting pitch from Jewett.
Commodores looking for some insurance going into the top of the 9th inning, up 2. Cromwick goes down on 3 pitches. Now brings up Corey Collins.
Well, Jewett got that ground ball double play to end the 7th and struck out Cromwick. Just keeping it rolling.
So Corey in a spot that you like, partner, as a designated hitter and in the 9th spot. Normally we don't see that. DH is hitting 9th, but we do at the doors. It's been working.
Collins swinging a nice bat, too.
He starts ahead 1-0. Collins is a guy that hits for power. He has 1 home run this season on Cape Cod, but had a little bit under 10 at Georgia this season. And he's a guy that when he hits a home run and he knows that he hit a home run, he likes to show it too. Brings a lot of swagger to the plate, Corey does, as he's now ahead 2-0.
I like saying that, the swagger to the plate. Whenever you say that phrase, I think of Colby Halter. The hit you did about the old school, the stirrups.
That was one of my favorite hits
bright
this
shoes.
season.
Oh, absolutely. Colby Halter's that player.
I love talking about it, don't I? I mean, he brings it to the table each and every night. And Collins, when he's in the lineup as well, does the same thing. 2-0 to Corey. Swing and a miss, strike 1. He's a really funny guy, too, Corey Collins.
He is.
Always love talking to him.
We have a running joke that I jinx him on the sidelines.
He gets on me, too. I got to buy him a shirt.
I buy him a shirt. Oh,
I gotta
the
buy him
red
a
shirt one.
Yep. He's like, I need that shirt. And he reminds me every time I've worn it on Red Shirt Friday. Counts now even at 2 on the Georgia Bulldog, who was mainly in this spot this year as a designated hitter. But like I mentioned, we were talking about my sideline hits earlier in the week when the Doors were playing the Anglers. I mentioned that Corey's been all over the place, and UGA is trying to make him more than just a catcher. The count is now full on Collins, but he's played in left field this season. He's been in right field. Had a couple of starts over at first base.
He was the victim in right field of that controversial home run off of the bat of Alex Freeland and Brewster. He was like, wait, that's a home run?
It was a 4-3 Commodore win back in June. Payoff pitch to Collins. He got him on strikes. Jewett with a nasty pitch on the inner half. That's now back-to-back Ks for the UCLA Bruin.
He must have heard me say fight on in between breaks.
You didn't say fight on in between breaks, did you?
I said it before you had Sean on.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
I must have missed that then.
Go Trojans. Go USC.
You are a USC fan.
I am a USC fan. Looking forward to getting back to the Coliseum to watch some games this year.
What makes one a USC fan and then a UCLA fan? I'll get that answer in a second. Mooney sends it in the right field, down for a base hit. Rounding first, he'll stop there. Mooney with back-to-back base hits. The last time he was up, he sent it over to left field fence.
Well, it's the 3rd time today he's attacked on the first pitch, and the 2nd time it's worked out in his favor. But to answer your question,
yes, I'm waiting for that.
I thought about going to USC.
Okay.
It was one of my dream schools, and then around the age of 15, I said, you know what, maybe not, but I'm still going to root for them. I think it's when you kind of just choose, unless you have family that obviously went to UCLA or USC. But for me, it was just choice. I chose USC and stuck with it. And my entire family is a UCLA fan, so it's a little awkward.
Yeah, that's what
so they like
surprises me
Jewett
a little bit. Here's Colby Halter, Florida native from Jacksonville, playing for the Florida Gators this year, a team that lost in the Gainesville Regional to Oklahoma. First pitch is a pitch out.
Pitch out
as
there.
Gonzalez was looking over towards Mooney over at first base. It's 1-0 on Halter. Colby dealing with a little bit of a shift right now, as you just saw on your screen. Woody Hadeen, the shortstop, is over behind second base on the right side of the infield. Halter trying to make this 1-2 punch in the lineup, strike again with Alex and Colby. Outside again, ball 2. Looks like another pitch out. Gonzalez was popping up out of his squad.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that is an insurance run right there for the Commodores, and Y-D is trying to keep it close. And Mooney's got wheels. And Gonzalez has had some success on back picks today.
2-0 is the count on Colby. as Alex goes in the dirt for ball 3, and Mooney gets in safely.
That's why they're pitching out.
I mean, yeah, Alex is up to 14 stolen bases on the year now. That leads the team. No matter how many voice cracks I kick in. I think that may have been my worst one all year. What do you think?
We're still young.
We are still young. I'm 21, you're 20. Carter, the third member of our team, he's 21. Did so on January 29th. Love that guy. 3-0 in the dirt, ball 4.
Well, the Doors got to get these runs back right here.
That's a fact. Y-D put up 2 in the top of the 8th inning, but now the Commodores have an opportunity to grab a couple of their own. With Jace Borfin coming up to the plate, he's been one of the hottest hitters for the Commodores in this month of July, ever since he's come back from that knee injury.
That's the first Falmouth Commodore walk since the 3rd inning, in which Anthony McKenzie walked after Pinckney had walked on 7 pitches.
Mooney on second, Halter on first. Orphan with an opportunity for some insurance, but not just yet. Jewett taking a little too long to get his sign from Gonzalez. Jewett working from the stretch. Looks at second and fires. Swing and a miss from Borfin. An ugly swing there from Jace. It's 0-1.
Borfin's due right here. 0 for 3 on the day, a walk, pair of strikeouts, reached on an error. But that did score a couple, or lead to an inning that runs were scored, I should say.
Borfin with an opportunity to extend the Falmouth lead. 0-1. Hit to the left side, foul. It's now 0-2 on Jace.
Ooh, that bat was quick.
He can swing it, can he?
Had a lot of force off it.
Last time the Commodores were here, Jace had the only extra base hit against the Anglers, and what was a 6-0 loss.
Oh, don't remind me.
Falmouth just had 4 hits that night, and that triple from Jace came in the bottom of the 9th inning, where Chatham basically had it sealed. Jewett looks back at second. Looks again and fires. On the outer half, missing on that outer half. Ball 1.
Chase just needs something in the outfield here.
Yeah, with 2 outs, get on the ground, runners are going. I mean, there's an open hole over there in right field. Shifting a little bit to his right is Braden Montgomery. Let's find out what Jace can do here on a 1-2 count. Jewett deals. Popped up, left side. Trailing towards foul ground is Bovey, the third baseman. Has a beat and makes the grab to close out the 8th inning. The Falmouth Commodores are 3 outs away from making it to the postseason for the first time since 2019. 6-4 your score. Find out if Falmouth can get it done when we come back.
What are you most looking forward to this season?
I'm just looking forward to, I mean, it's obvious, but just the games, you know, seeing some great baseball, some great talent, and working with all these interns and really just learning, you know.
I'm just excited to get to know everyone, do some fun social media stuff, make a lot of TikToks, and watch some baseball.
I'm looking forward to spending time with all of the other great interns, looking forward to watching good baseball, spending time around the field, and being in Falmouth again.
It was just such a great experience last year. I mean, there's nothing better. I mean, it's the best players in the country, and the opportunity to cover them is awesome.
It's crunch time here at Guv Fuller Field. Falmouth 6, Yarmouth Dennis 4 as we are in the top of the 9th inning. The Commodores 3 outs away from making it back to the postseason for the first time in 3 years. Logan, there's no place I'd rather be. You better be thinking the same exact thing as me.
Absolutely. And I said it back in the top of the 8th inning that they're going to want Stewart to finish this game. Not a save situation, but if he's able to close the door here, the Doors will open their door to the postseason.
So Josh Stewart, who's 2/3 of an inning through right now, looking to shut the door on the Red Sox. Falmouth has yet to beat Yarmouth Dennis this season. These two met for a Sunday doubleheader. Y-D swept Falmouth, and the next time around, these two met in July, mid-July that is, and Y-D got it done right here at the Guv. Falmouth looking for something different this time around, and it starts with Woody Hadeen, the shortstop who has a couple of hits today, a single in the first and a double in the seventh. 2 for 3 with a walk as well. That came on a 3-1 count in the third. Stewart's first offering. Hadeen shows bunt, pulls it back, makes the right move as that one misses outside for ball 1. Hadeen making his Y-D Red Sox debut tonight. Goes after to 1-0. The count is even.
He was swinging for the building beyond the playground in right field, beyond the right field fence.
The Falmouth Inn hanging out over there in right field. 1-1. Outside, ball 2.
Braden Matthews in the Falmouth bullpen, just throwing around with Willie Baker, the bullpen catcher.
Could possibly getting warmed up for tomorrow against the Bourne Braves. 2-1. Too high, ball 3. So next up for the Commodores after tonight, like I mentioned, they head to Bourne to take on the Bravos. First pitch set for 6 p.m. After that, they take on the Wareham Gatemen at Spillane Field, also 6 o'clock first pitch. It's a leadoff walk for Hadeen. Second time he's gotten a base on balls tonight, and the second time he's done it on a 3-1 count.
Well, it's only the 4th walk issued to a Y-D Red Sox batter. But that might have been the most costly one because in the 9th inning, you never want to lead off the inning on a walk because typically about 95% of the time it results in trouble.
And now it brings up Braden Montgomery, who serves as the tying run. Middle infield shading towards second base at a double play depth. First pitch from Stewart, strike 1. Boy, would this be something. The Commodores could turn a double play here, something they've done a lot this season. Seems like in these opportunities, they have done it. 0-1. Foul. 0-2. Going back and out of play to the left side. The Commodores are 4-14-2 at home this season. On the road, though, they're 13-5-2. So if they're a 4 seed going into the playoffs, if they get it done tonight, then it might be best case scenario. Hadeen on first. 0-2 the count on Montgomery. Stewart kicks and fires. He got him. Down swinging goes Montgomery. That's a big out, partner. 2 away from the playoffs.
I talked about it in the early stages of the game. Go to the outside part of the opposite batter's box. Get hitters to chase with 2 strikes. It's exactly what Montgomery did right there.
So here's Hayden's shot. First pitch to him. Too low. Ball 1. Shot has himself a single today. That came in the 5th. His only base hit on the evening. Stewart comes set. Kicks and fires. Strike 1 on the outer half. The count is even. Shot was in left field tonight. Comes out of Columbia. Stewart peeks over at first and deals. Nasty slider from Josh. It's cut on and missed for strike 2.
I want to see a fastball on the outside part of the strike zone again right here. Force Hayden's shot to get into an ugly 2-strike swing.
Stewart comes set. Double play is still on the table for the Doors. The pitch, too low, ball 2. Stewart thought he had it. He was ready to do his strikeout walk around the mound, but peeked up at home plate umpire Mark Delaney and was like, wait, what? Find out if he can get it here. It's now 2-2. He does just that. Back-to-back Ks from Stewart. The Doors are 1 away from the postseason.
A second strikeout for Stewart. He did hear me when I said throw to the outside part of the strike zone. It almost got called for strike 3, but now it's up to Caden Connor for the Red Sox.
here we go. Caden Connor, the tying run coming up to the plate with 2 outs and a man on first in Woody Hadeen. Connor comes out of Cal State Fullerton, who last time up had himself a leadoff single in the 8th inning, looking for something similar here. First pitch from Stewart, strike 1. Connor this season, coming into tonight, hitting .260 on the year with 11 RBIs and 9 extra base hits. Stewart with the 0-1. Connor shows bunt, lays it down on the left side. McKenzie running to pick it up. He doesn't have a play. The Red Sox moving from station to station. Hadeen going to second, and going over to first is Connor with back-to-back singles. This one, an infield bunt single.
How about the presence of mind from Connor? We saw a nice bunt off the bat of Anthony McKenzie. Now Mike Bovey would represent the go-ahead run for the Red Sox.
So this is it. 2 on, 2 gone, top 9. Doors are up 2 on the Sox. Mike Bovey with an opportunity to be a hero. Has a couple of base hits tonight. He's 2 for 4. Coming into this evening, he's hitting .264, 7 RBIs. Couple more stared him right at the face here at the Guv. 2 on, 2 gone. Stewart kicks and fires. Strike 1.
A lot of first pitch strikes. Love to see it.
Stewart comes set and deals. Grounder to the left side, foul. 1 more strike. This is a team that started 0-3 on the season. We didn't know if this could happen, but now Falmouth is 1 pitch away from it. Postseason on the line right here. 2 on, 2 gone. Doors up by just 2. 0-2 the count on Bovey. He deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Doors win. They're back like they never left. The Commodores into the postseason for the first time since 2019.
The final score tonight, Y-D Red Sox 4, Falmouth Commodores 6. With a win tonight, the Falmouth Commodores have clinched.
Well, there it is. A little different than last year with just the 4-team playoff format. The Doors get an opportunity to fight, and as they say in March Madness, it's time to dance. They'll dance on Thursday on the road. Will it be in Hyannis? Will it be in Katuitt? It could even be in Bourne because Bourne has entered the conversation as they now trail by just 1 point on top of the first place spot in the Western Division, which right now is Hyannis.
Well, this has been one heck of a season. With moments like this, it makes you think what this team has gone through. June was rough. Like I said, started out 0-3. Then the bats started to come alive. Stole a couple of wins. Took down Katuitt in back-to-back games on July 3rd and 4th. This is a team that just keeps on going. Doesn't stop. All gas, no brakes from the Falmouth Commodores. And they can keep on pushing the gas pedal into mid-August. Falmouth into the postseason for the first time since 2019, taking down Yarmouth Dennis by a score of 6-4. The Commodores get their first win over the Red Sox this season. So that's going to do it here from Guv Fuller Field. Next time the Commodores are in action is on Sunday, which is tomorrow, against the Bourne Braves. First pitch from Doran Park is set for 6 p.m. You can catch us on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. And we could not have done this without our entire crew, who we get to hang out with for a little bit longer now, partner, don't we? Sean Oldred, our video director, videographers, Brendan Capozzi, Carson Depp, and Ellie Fideli. Liv Charbonneau on the graphics. Dan Fox, our public address announcer. Charlotte Mocht, our social media coordinator. Megan Murphy, our photographer. Tommy Muma, our web reporter. And, of course, our supervisors who get it done each and every single day. David Cunha and Ernie Hyde. We cannot be here without this fantastic group that you see on your screen. So the Doors get it done, and they are heading to the postseason. 6-4 to final over the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox. We will see you tomorrow on the Falmouth Commodores radio network with Logan Soforenko and Carter Bainbridge and our entire crew. I'm Trey Redfield saying so long from the Guv.